enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. Let's go. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. Let's go. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. Let's go. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. I'ma make it burn. Let's go. I'ma make it burn. 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 I'ma make it burn.
And so everything that we're doing with our content, with our our cloud.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
What's up, grinders? How you doing? How's everybody doing out there? Hopefully everything's coming through. Let's see. Make sure mic check. 1 2 1 2. I'm back, baby. Yo, thank you, Naruko. Thank you, DJ. Welcome, everybody. Grinders, we're back in the building. Let me fix my microphone here. Back from PAX. There we go. Back from the PAX East. Frog's going to be coming on in just a little bit. But yeah, man, it's been back from PAX East. Did a lot of walking. Hopefully you liked the stream that I did, the live stream. I know, man, hey, it was tough. The internet was not cooperating. A lot of people on Saturday. Friday's stream was a little bit clearer. But I wanted to kind of give that feel of just being on the floor and then interacting with you guys and you know, anything you wanted me to do or to get on the floor and just do that rather than doing, you know, some sort of like, you know, panning and high quality stuff, like, you know, without the internet and then, oh, you know what? Actually, I got to fix my audio here. And then having like it upload like a couple days later because the internet's horrible over there, you know? So I just want to make sure I get my audio here coming through here. So, what's up, Twisted Sync? Welcome, VIP grinder for 10 months. He goes, hey, Jez, hope your PAX was fun. Dude, it was fun. This was much better than last year's. So, I thought we'll start the show with just some PAX stuff. But, yeah, next year we'll see what we do. But, I just uploaded another video of raw gameplay. I was using my GoPro and just playing some games. And I even used my mic set to try to give some reactions to some of the things that I was playing, like with the Street Fighter stuff. So I'll do more of that, whenever I get hands-on to certain things like that. I do have a cool hardware to do that. But, the live streams, I just wanted to get that. It was some funny stuff. Dude, exclusive interview with the G Cloud. If you have not checked it out, check out PAX Day 1. That was exclusive interview with Logitech G Cloud display. I had to get through tons of people to go get there because there was such a demand. Oh, I can't keep a straight face. Hit that like button, grinders. But that was an exclusive interview. Actually, you know what? For those who haven't seen the interview, maybe I should show my exclusive interview here. Would you like to see it? Just as an exclusive interview? Why not, right? We talk about G Cloud on here. Hit that like button, grinders. It'll be a little messy, but you know what? It is what it is. Let's just as a recap, this was the live stream of the day one, but let's go into that that interview right here. Exclusive Grindhouse interview with G Cloud. There it is. Let's see. But we'll get into the nitty gritty. Well, we'll just wait. We'll just be doing some of that stuff. Hold on. Where is my display? Capture here. So, yeah, this was just day one. Here's an exclusive interview that I had here. What's up, Damasi? Shout out to all the grinders that are coming in. Damasi, Wild Wolf, Josh Ayers, Lulu, Stephen Urban, Amanda, the VIPs, Twisted Sync, Philip, how you doing, Josh? I said that already. We got, who else? We got Brian East, who's been in here. Sergeant, Buck Roger was in here. Holy crap, Buck Roger having a whole conversation. Shout out to Buck Roger. 8K, what's go, Goldie. Shout out to everybody. We're going to play this just as a little intro of the day one exclusive interview. So this was just a sample of what was going on here. So here we go. Let's see what I'm saying as I'm walking through here. Make sure you hear that. It's not working. See, that's why I had to make sure I did this. That's why I had to make sure. Hold on, I'm fixing this now. Fixing my audio because something's not working here. There we go. Now it'll work.
I tell you the God honest truth on a lot of things. All right, guys. See, when you come to the gaming grindhouse, I tell you the God honest truth on a lot of things. I'm going to do a 180 here, try to be subtle, all right? But this guy's standing here with our wonderful G Cloud. You know the thing that Phil brought over to our
Kojima.
Friend Kojima?
Yeah.
Let's look at the line for the G Cloud device. You ready, grinders? I'm going to be a little subtle here. Here's the line for G Cloud. How you doing, man? That's the G Cloud? It's all. How's it working, this thing?
So this is the trailer. In the trailer, we just have like more, a better internet connection, like our own.
Oh, gotcha. You got your own. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so like we can like show off the capabilities.
Yeah, because that thing's all the cloud.
Really nice, yeah.
Gotcha. Where's the line?
There is no line. You can just walk anywhere. If you want, you can even demo the like.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. So if you want.
Oh, okay.
It runs on Android operating system, so you can get like Android apps, Google Chrome, YouTube, Netflix. Android's very customizable, so you can do a lot with it. But for the most part, it's for streaming, like stuff from Xbox Game Pass's new Xbox Cloud gaming, or Steam Link and NVIDIA GeForce.
I saw it in person, the G Cloud.
It's really nice. It's
that's cool.
Like a Steam Deck Switch competitor.
Gotcha.
A
Sounds
Steam
good.
Deck.
Thank you very much for that.
He said it was a Steam Deck Switch competitor. Wow. I don't know about that
Look,
one.
they're in the hammock. Oh, grinders, who brings you this good stuff? Who brings you this stuff, man?
Look at the mask on. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I interviewed him, man.
That was an exclusive interview.
I'm gonna upload my off-screen gameplay.
Yeah, Dead Rising. So anyway, so check out that video. I have that, and then I did the I also did day 2 as well, but that was kind of pixelated with that one. But yeah, I want to know about it. I don't know about a competitor there, but anyway. But yeah, so yeah, check that out there. But you know, the other thing is I had the so yeah, so overall PAX East, dude, there was WrestleQuest had wrestling there, dude. It was like crazy, like that, like some wrestlers there. I thought that was pretty awesome there. That was a really good demonstration, like just like entertainment wise. And I like that. That was pretty cool. And then here we go. So like just some of the gameplay stuff. So I uploaded hold on, let me go here. So just over PAX East, I'll let this run. So basically, I was there for 2 days, and you know, I was able to get my hands on Street Fighter, Dead Island 2, Alone in the Dark. So like my highlights. What's up, Superman? How you doing? So as everybody's coming in here, hit that like button. So some of the highlights, definitely Street Fighter 6, absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed it there. That was really good. And this is my gameplay of this here. So I just uploaded this video. So yeah, Street Fighter 6, absolutely, definitely. No, I wasn't mean. No, I was just asking questions. I just wanted to know, like, you know, what's going on. Yeah, I'm not a mean person. I'm not mean. I respect people. It's that question. It's just a device. A question. It's a device. So, yeah, Street Fighter 6, awesome. Then I say the colors and everything. Now I was playing this on PC there. And you know, the colors, the animations, insane. Really, really enjoyed. Guile has this move where he could actually use his sonic boom and have it like rotate and stuff like that, and just like stay floating in the air. I think I have that there while I was doing that. So yeah, definitely. No. And then yeah, this I snuck around and I was able to get this because there was a huge line to play Street Fighter. They had a couple of PC demos set up with it, but they were just huge lines. And this one was over at the Oris booth, and I was able to get in and get some gameplay of it. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Not a lot of people thought it was over there because it was kind of like subtle, but I was able to get in over there and loving that this thing. So I think I did a move here where I was able to have the sonic boom float. But my God, yeah, I can't wait for June, dude. I can't wait for June for this. Definitely, it's gonna be wild. For this one, then this was a surprise too. Alone in the Dark. Actually, it was pretty interesting. Here, this game, sort of walking around, you know, interacting with stuff, but dude, it has some crazy horror elements to it, and very kind of weird looking, like weird, like just weird. The girls are kind of weird in this game, and basically, it was really, it's just a strange move where it's like it almost like has a little vibe of a Stranger Things type thing where it's just the weird kids. But this was pretty insane. Like I had to deliver this envelope in the demo, and yeah, just like some like real like pop-up scares, some creepy stuff going on in the house, like doors just slamming. The sound was pretty wild too. I thought it was really good, the way that the sound and stuff like that. But again, it's one of those like kind of walking around point and click type things where you know, yeah, we'll watch this pop scare here. But this is pretty good here. It was like all of a sudden it just like it flashes and it basically those things move. But yeah, Alone in the Dark I thought was really good. I heard of it, but I never really. Oh yeah, there you go. I never heard of. I heard of Alone in the Dark, but I never played. I believe I played the old games of it. I haven't played those old games of it, but yeah, this was pretty cool. There's some creepy stuff going on. There was like jump scares down here, yeah, with this thing. Come around. Little puzzle elements here and there, but that was good. But I gotta say, like the high point of my gaming there. I'll link you in Discord. I'll get you in. My high point of the gaming there was Dead Island 2. Now, this is me breaking the game because I always do inverted. But yeah, Dead Island 2, man. Watch the detail in the slices. It's incredible. I was just like, I'll get link in here. No, I did not meet Phil Spencer at PAX. Like, look at that. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? Like, every slice did something. I was sold right there. And probably, I was sold. I was like, every weapon has it reacts, and it's not canned animations. Like, it isn't done. Like, it's just crazy. Like, this, look at that. And this one slice, watch. Stab it. The slice is incredible. I was just like, yeah, move on. But, dude, it was, and they give you all these weapons and stuff. I loved how, like, it's not canned animations, dude. Oh, don't watch the movie. Okay, gotcha. And it's cool because it's in Santa Monica, and you go from the pier to the arcade and stuff like that. So it's really cool. I was just learning the controls there. Let's get Lincoln here. Where is this? I gotta get better at this thing. Oh, here we go. Move to Grand Show. There you go. Hey, Link. And it looked good. I was playing on PC. They had a PC. Yo, now you're coming over there. You're coming out over that. What the hell's going on with my audio? See, this is what happens when I disconnect my laptop. Hold on. I got to fix Discord. I got to have you coming out. Hold on, Link. And then, there we go. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There you go. I can hear you. It's a, I'll make sure you're, yep, speakers. Okay, coming out there. Yeah, I was just talking about PAX, and I played Dead Island 2, man. That was my highlight. I really liked it. Considering all the, how long it's been since the first Dead Island. This is a flaming.
Oh, how did that go?
It went great, yo. I tell you, it looked great, and the visceral feel of the melee, because that's the big thing with Dying Light. It's like just the melee. Not Dying Light. I mean Dead Island. Dying Light was more the parkour, but there was canned animations of the melee. I didn't feel like it was very impactful. This one, every single weapon has the type of effect, like a bludgeoning weapon, like you could see, like breaks their face and stuff, like breaks their bones. Where slicing, you actually see their insides as you're slicing them, and
damn,
it's crazy. And they have all different types. Yeah, like the Wolverine claws, like they have shock Wolverine claws, and you can see the slices actually slicing the person. It's crazy. The stabbing, like, yeah, the melee is so satisfying. Like, that's the thing. The combat and this thing is so satisfying with this game. So that was the thing I took back. The dismemberment of the zombies, the weapons that you have, and just the visceral feel of it, I think is really, and so many different types of zombies. They had electricity, like electric spitting zombies. They had toxic zombies. They had fat zombies. They had skinny zombies. They have a crusher zombie. They have a big bloater type zombie. That all different types. Like, it's not just the same type of zombies that you're fighting. They're all different ones, and look, like ones that fully like, and what's crazy is that they were from, like, at the beach, they were in bathing suits and stuff like that, and then when you get into, like, behind the security for, like, with the basically, and then the slow motion of the final hit, those are great too. Then we get by the security, like, they're all like hazmat suits and stuff like that. So the zombies are definitely. They're reflective of the environment that they're in. So at the beach, they're in bathing suits, in the arcade, and then behind the hazmats, they're doing that. But okay. Yeah.
About the graphics? Does graphics look good?
Look good, yeah. I have raw 4K gameplay off of my off screen that I captured, and I'm telling you, but from playing it, the graphics look great. The graphics look great. I would say.
Is it on par with what's that game? Redfall.
Oh, no. So this looks better than Redfall. Way better than Redfall. Way better.
Way better?
Way better than Redfall. No, this looks great. The lighting, the atmosphere, the weapons. And Josh has in the chat, says they talked a lot about weapon deformation on the zombies. Yep, I could tell. Because that's one of the biggest takeaways about this, was that I felt like I wanted to experiment hitting them with every single time. Look at that. Like, slice his arm with it's crazy. And, like, every weapon did something different to the zombies. So that was like my thing was like I want to experiment with every single weapon and how it would hit them. And you could hold on for a strong hit and do that to them and like do like a stealth kill, but that's also location based too. If you do it in the head, smashing them in the head. If you do it in the side, it cuts them in half. So like really cool how they implemented that. And the shooting was pretty good too. I'd say the shooting, yeah, the shooting was pretty good. 4K. I'm not saying the game ran in 4K. I'm saying that I just had a camera on me. I uploaded like the clearest capture, 4K capture off screen. That's what I'm talking about, not the game. Not the game there. But that was one of the big highlights. There was Dead Island 2, which I was very pleased about. And you can see different decomposing type zombies. Where's the one where I actually used a gun? Let me just move ahead to where I go into the shop. So I go into the shop and I set off the alarm, and then a whole bunch of zombies come after me. So I go in the shop here. I go in here in the shop. Yeah, here we go. And everything has physics, like, like the chairs and all that other stuff, which was pretty cool. And the details make a difference. If the combat wasn't fun, then, they'll take away the whole part of the game. And definitely the type of weapons with rarity, because they almost have like that Borderlands kind of color coding to the weapons, which, I'm waiting for this guy to blow him up. Boom. Blew him up. Look at his leg. It was like a part of his body fell there. Now this guy comes in, and the shooting is pretty good too, I have to say. Just look at that. Dude, the dismemberment is crazy. They got that on point. Now, this lady, I think I shoot off her breast. Let me see. Pause. This lady, I just shoot right in the... Right. Oh! Yes, I did. Dude, that was wild. I love that. That was such a funny... Like, oh my God. Like, how cool is this? Like, this is off screen, but my God, look at the animation. Watch this. Pop! Pop! Dude, that was wild. And watch this jump scare. This thing jumps out. That pistol was awesome. Oh, shot. Look at that. That's what I mean. Like, that. Like, look at how cool that is. Like, look at the whole shoulder comes off. Watch this, ladies. Watch this one. Watch this shot. Ready? I drink my drink, and then I shoot it in the shoulder. Watch this. Wait, missed. All right, watch this. Look, the whole shoulder comes off. Dude, isn't that crazy? The whole shoulder comes off. That's some crazy local... And then, pop! There goes the head. And they stumble back. Yo, animations are pretty wild, dude. That I'm addicted to, like, physics and stuff like that. So, like, that was pretty awesome. I was just like, oh, man. That's a shooting, too. This is like a Dirty Harry. Just put holes in people. Look at this guy. This guy was in a freaking skivvies. And look at this. And he's still alive. Watch this part. So he comes charging at me, and you could tell, like, what's so cool about it is, like, see, you have some zombies, like, chilling here, and then you have other zombies, like, charging at you, right? This guy just gets up, so some run at you, some don't. So watch this guy. I shoot him. Watch that. I shoot him in the chest, right? And now he falls over, and as he's falling over, I shoot him in the leg, and his leg comes off. Watch this. So I shot him in the leg. Watch his leg. His leg's off. But he's still alive. So now he starts crawling to me. Now here comes another one. This one, look at it. I shot him in the gut. And they start biting me. I'm like, and then there's like this mini game where you gotta smash X and then hit. So you gotta like do that, and then you gotta hit like a button combination. Now I'm like, let's see what weapon I can use. My Wolverine claws. Let's use that. Let's see how this looks. Now watch this. Ooh. Wait, where's... See, I wish I could see... Oh, this is where the Crusher comes over. This Crusher. Yo, this is wild, this thing. Douche. Yeah, that Crusher killed me. It was so much fun. It was a 15-minute demo. So it took a while to play it, but it was a 15-minute demo, and then you go into the arcade, and then you go into the arcade here, and you got to activate a button and stuff like that. And yeah, see, like now you're behind the thing, and yeah, these are the melee, these are the executions with this weapon. If you hold on to the trigger, like crack, crack, and then this guy, and now if you aim at the waist, to cut him in half. Ugh, crack. Others, boom, and you can see your weapons have. And now apparently, I didn't know this. My cousin told me after that if you hold the left trigger, you could actually aim and throw your weapons. And this one actually like shows up like a missile, like it will just like lodge into them and blow up. So I didn't know that there's also you could throw the weapons at them as well and have different effects with them. But it's fun. It's fun. It was my highlight. I wish I could play it more, but the line was super long and it was a long demo. But I would definitely, I'm hyped up for it. It's coming out April 21st. And yeah, you can see all the gameplay on there. And then the last one I played was Undisputed. This is already on Steam. So this was just some shoot footage I got here. Yeah. Oh, yes, Brian. That's definitely. It's Beautiful Destruction. Yeah, this was pretty good. This is a pretty good boxing game. Like I was doing, this is already on Steam, so it's not something that like I got my hands on that nobody else could play. But yeah, this is some gameplay for that. As for something I couldn't capture, and I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, I'm gonna tell you one thing. So I played Rockaway City, the Sin City. You know, with all the actors in it, like the what's his name? Donald Glover, Michael Rooker, Kim Basinger. They have all these actors in it, and it's sort of like a first-person shooter. This was at PAX East, Wild Wolf. I was up in Boston. It's a convention up in Boston that they do every year. It's PAX East. It's the Penny Arcade Expo, and they have. It used to be monstrous in 2019, but they're just coming back from COVID and things like that, and this year definitely had some better displayed games than last year. Last year was a lot of indies. This year was more PC stuff, but they had some good games. This was THQ Nordic was there. There was the people that make Dead Island were there. So they were there. But this game I would say is closer to Fight Night. I would say definitely you could use the sticks in it as well, and they have licensed wrestlers and licensed boxes in this. So I can't wait for this to come to console, but this is already on Steam early access, and yeah, I think they need to work on a little bit of the facial damage, but this game, getting back to what I was talking about, exactly that celebrity game like Payday, exactly, Josh, that's exactly the feel. I wasn't able to capture video from it, but I have to say it is not good. From what I played, it is like a skin of Payday, and it doesn't look that good. They have cool cutscenes with the actors in it to kind of prep you for the mission, but it is like Payday, and it's just not the shooting, the animations, like, and especially coming from like the visceral feel of Dead Island to that kind of game, and just like seeing just the kind of just like like red spurts coming out, and yeah, I wasn't feeling it. So yeah, it is Payday a skin, but I would not. I didn't like what I played of that celebrity game there. And I couldn't. They wouldn't let me record it. It was in the Intel booth, but they wouldn't let me record it over there. But I would not. Yeah, I would say the biggest highlights were Dead Island 2, Alone in the Dark. I thought was really good, and Street Fighter 6. Those were the big games that I played there. But yeah, that celebrity Payday thing, I just wasn't feeling that. It looks very like the gameplay looks very budgety on the Celebrity Payday that Rockaway City, and they're just like actors voice shouting and stuff. That's it's called Rockaway City. Hold on, I'll get you the visual for it. I wanted to capture it, but what is it? Rockaway something. Rockaway City. Yeah, This is the game I was talking about. So this is the game I played, but I wasn't allowed to record off screen with this one. Crime Boss. But yeah, you could talk about all the people you got in the game, but it was not very entertaining. It was not very fun. Yeah, here's some official gameplay from it. I did the beach mission. Yeah, it didn't look this good. I was playing it on a gaming laptop too. It didn't look this good, but yeah, it's the problem I have with these kind of games is that that Undisputed Boxing game is on Steam already. You could go get that. That thing is in early access. But yeah, the problem with this game is that if you're playing with randoms, it's not going to be good. It's not gonna be good because you need to coordinate. Like one of the things was that I was on the beach and I pulled the gun out, and then it's like, now the cops are coming, and now everybody just starts shooting in the area, and like people drop down, and you can say, get down. I don't know. This definitely looks much better than what I played, but it doesn't. It's not. Yeah, see, like yeah. And this is very coordinated, like structured. You hear them talking to each other and things like that. But this is how you're supposed to go in. But I guess the problem is as soon as somebody shoots the gun, chaos ensues. And that's the problem. Yeah, exactly. It's like chaos ensues. So basically if somebody is not following the rules and just go like Leroy Jenkins and they just want to start shooting things, it's over. Your mission's over. Now it turns into a gunfight, and that's not where it shines. This thing shines more in the strategy, probably things you could do to manipulate the scenario. But, yeah. And it looks cartoonish. It doesn't look that great. Yeah, right. GoldenEye 2.0, right, Thrifty? I know. Yeah, so I wasn't feeling this. I played it for about 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, nah. And they just got a bunch of actors in, which they have in the cutscenes prior to the thing. So prior to your mission. On that one. So that's that on that one. Then let me see. And then the other thing that was there just overall was I was live at the Final Fantasy XVI reveal of the gameplay and stuff like that. What was that? Fantasy 16 at PAX East. So I got a cool backpack. And let's see, PAX East. Yeah, this right here. So yeah, I saw this live. I was in the crowd with this. They had the PlayStation 5 on stage. Recommend watching this video. One of the big takeaways here was the fact was when they addressed all the questions, which I thought was pretty your burning questions. And they did it by responding to the game, these questions, answering them with gameplay. And like why is everything so dark? Why is this area so small? QTEs. I want my ATB, these icon battles better not all be the same. And this is, they addressed each one, and he made a point at we're going to do a live demo on a PlayStation 5. Guy mentioned the PlayStation 5 a whole bunch of times. So Sony wasn't there at PAX. Sony wasn't there. But there were Microsoft wasn't there. Nintendo wasn't really there. They had a Versus booth where they had older games like emulated, and you could take pictures with Mario and Luigi. So they were there somewhat, but weren't showing any new games. Like they had a picture, you could take a picture with Zelda. But this is what Sony does, though. They have their presence there, but by other exclusive games that they had. And this was like a huge showcase of the PS5. And he emphasized like about only exclusive, only on the PS5. And this stuff was live gameplay. And that was one of the things that he made a point of, was when he showed the world, like he held the controller up in the air and was like moving them around. Going like, hey, look how open this stuff is. And then basically he went from there into the city. So he's proven it's live gameplay right here. He held the control up in the air and was doing that. I think he does it here. And then he was like, he thinks that it doesn't, that basically, it doesn't crash and stuff like that. But the fact that they did this with live gameplay, this is something that, I was like, yes, live gameplay. Right here, right now. No video packages, no cutscenes, no dev diary stories. Dude, just show the game and let's go. And he goes from this open world like this right to a town. Phil Spencer wasn't there. See how he wasn't there. But yeah, it was pretty incredible, and this was a huge highlight. Like, it was so nice to sit in the audience, hear this like surround sound stuff, blasting big screens, and having the dev there. There was no Q&A though. Nothing there with a Q&A, but it was a show. And again, you could see the stream like live from there, from their website there. But he just shows like how he goes from this massive open world to a town. No load screens. They were counting how long it took to go from like screen to screen. It was like 2 seconds. This is a Final Fantasy game, man. Incredible. Like, look, boom, right into the town from that big open world and right into a town. And now there's dialogue. They have dynamic chats going on around. He said that they have like dynamic chat going on. Like, you hear conversations going on. And yeah, pretty awesome. And then one of the other things that I wanted to highlight that stood out for me was that's right, Twisted Sig with the 5. He goes, They were playing to God that demo didn't break. Exactly. Yo, when he was going through the menus, he was like, oh my God. I hope, like, when he's showing the leveling up menus, like, he had to find things. He's like, don't break.
You're my number one customer.
But yeah, the Link, did you have any questions about the did you see the Final Fantasy thing?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah. This game is definitely getting the first party treatment.
Oh, yeah.
They're treating this game like it's a first party game, man.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Dude, they were plugging that PS5 like crazy. Like, like, this is like, let's see these load times. Let's do this. This is buy the PS5. And, I can't imagine what the rumble and all the triggers are going to be like and all that other stuff. And one of the things that really stood out was the scale. And let me get to the part that really stood out here when he showed that new trailer. Well, this was some of the combat here. He did this. But one of the cool things was that the whole icon stuff, right? And the fact that they're like, is this going to be just like you basically play the summon? And he's like, you play the summon. Everybody's like, well, is it going to be like the same type fight all the time, right? And they did a clip, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen it already, but that clip, seeing it on like in that room with all those people were screaming. They're like, oh my God. Like, it was crazy with this. The anime, the stuff that he's doing, man, it is wild. And what's cool too, just before I get to that part, what was cool about this is that the way that you could use those enhancements here to like kind of like do auto dodge or make the game kind of more turn-based, even though it's not going to freeze and do turn-based, but it'll freeze and let you do like dodges and things like that. But using kind of in-game abilities to make the game more suitable. If you just want to smash the square button and use that as your attack and not worry about all that other stuff, you could do that. And the reason what he was saying, and again, you heard this on the show, but like, what he was saying is that there's a visual here, what they're using. So if streamers are like, look at my massive combo, you could see if they're using enhancements of like slowing down time or the one hit attack and stuff like that. And this is where he shows that he could put this in the slot, which is pretty interesting, is that they're able to not just say easy, hard, and medium, but actually the game is what it is, and the abilities that you assign make the game easier or harder built into the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. Somebody says, Robert says the summon possessions are a disappointment. I don't think so. No way, dude. That instead of being a video,
it's a
you
great
actually
spin
control
on
it. Like, look at this. So this is the video, man. This thing, the scale. So now it's almost like a Godzilla fight. So he's fighting this guy here, right? And you're like, okay, he's bigger now. That guy's big and stuff like that. But watch how small Ifrit turns as we get to other battles. It's crazy. Like, now, look at the size of this guy. Ifrit now is at the size of his ankle fighting this person. Then, Ifrit, this is Ifrit. This is your summon. So think how big these other guys are. Now look at this guy. This Titan. This guy's huge. And your Ifrit is that big. Like, the scaling is crazy. It is insane. And then the flying ones, there's like the color, and you don't understand, like, it's crazy. Dude, this is what they need to do. Make those epic battles playable, not a video. You know? Not like I hit a button and
right.
sorry, like I talked
to No. I agree. I totally agree with you. I think that, I mean, yeah, it's a new spin on the summons, and each Final Fantasy is different, and they want to add some new mechanics to this one. I don't see an issue with it.
I don't see an issue.
I'd
rather be controllable than than be controllable than actually be a cutscene. But that, dude, people were going crazy when they showed this thing. Everyone's like, ah, going crazy in the stands. It was insane. But man, that was the ultimate highlight, and brand new gameplay, brand new stuff, and people were hyped. And yeah, it was incredible. So I'm sure that came across as really awesome to everybody. But man, being in the stage, being in that crowd, like, listen to that, like, it was over like 300 people in that thing. The people, I said from my other stream, I waited in line for over an hour to get into it, and then I got a cool Final Fantasy 16 like a big backpack case, like a backpack bag on it. But incredible. And it was like, they did they didn't have to. He could just went there with a bunch of sizzle reels. He actually went through the game, loaded real time there, played did 2 fights.
They didn't just show you a tech demo with somebody's face or something?
No.
They didn't do that?
No, they didn't show a bunch of people working on computers back at the studios like a direct or something like that. No. Dude had a PlayStation on stage and played the game. And that, dude, and real gameplay. Like, that's confidence. That's and answering the questions that people had from their media tour with live gameplay. And that was absolutely incredible. Like, they did such a fantastic job. That's something that you don't see frequently, and running off a PS5, no PC, and this would look like on a PS5 later on. And one of the other things too, speaking about PAX, one thing I could tell you is that I saw tons of PS5s, like on demo stations, in playrooms. Like, there were PlayStation 5s. A lot. There was even PSVR 2s I saw in some demos that they were demoing their VR game too. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I was talking this to my cousin on the way back. We were talking in the car, and I was like, I didn't see one game, even indie games, on a Series S or X. I did not see a Series S or X on the PAX East show floor. I didn't say it.
Why not?
I don't know. It was PC, Switch, Logitech G Cloud, Steam Decks, Oculus, VR, Meta 2, PS2, PSVR 2, PS5s. Like, you had people that were demoing games on a PlayStation 5 because it was coming to PC and PlayStation. There were PCs, tons of Xbox controllers because the Xbox controllers are plugged in. Hooked up to PCs, exactly. Nobody was like, hey, I'm making this game for the Series X because of the power that it gives me for my indie game or anything like. No, nothing. But there were indie games running on PlayStations. There were stations, even from their even in HyperX, I think their booth had a PlayStation there. I showed it on my stream, just playing Spider-Man. Like, there were a lot of. I couldn't believe how many PS5s there were, like, on the show floor with demos or in booths and things like that. And I did not see a Series X anywhere. I didn't see it. The only place I saw it was in the free play section where you could, like, sign out a game and play. I saw S's and X's in there, but not on the show floor at all with, like, any indie devs. Like, nobody. It showed that nobody is making games for those consoles specifically. It's either PC ported to an Xbox or it's PlayStation and PC. That's what I saw from my showcase there. That's what it was. It was like, I'm making a PS5 PC game, I'm demoing it on a PC, or I'm playing it off a PS5, or I'm making a PC only game, and here's the PC. But nobody was like, hey, I'm making a game for the Series X, like, an X game. And nah. And forget about the S. Like, the S, I didn't see the S anywhere. But I tell you, like, it just shows that the mind share that they have, like, nobody wants to make a game just for the Xbox. Like, it's just, that's what it is. Like, it's either PS5 and PC or PC, and then it goes, and then you could just say they did such a good job, I guess, making a PC and Xbox one word now that people just don't even bother with the console development. That's what it looked like. You would think with all that power, like, right, 12 teraflops. Hey, let me like make a really unique game for the Xbox because of that extra power that it gives me. Nah. And that's what I mean, like, Sony not being there, they're still there. Similar to like last year where Sony didn't have a showcase, but they still were able to announce exclusive games. You know, like Silent Hill and other games that they were able to still be in the news with new exclusive games without having a showcase. And that's just the mind share that they have. And the second party deals, which help them out because they don't have to be front and center every single time. Phil has to get out there and speak for Xbox at every goddamn event to say the state of Xbox. Sony doesn't have to do that. Sony just lets, like, Sony wasn't there, but they let Square Enix hype up their console and the capabilities of their machine. It wasn't Jim Ryan hiding in the background going, remember what I told you. You know what I mean? Or coming out going, we do have a great console here. Like, let me sell you my PlayStation. I work for PlayStation. They got the developers hyping up their console. Which, you know, it's pretty telling that they have the devs like hyping it up. Like, they basically have the devs just going like, and you know what's funny, Link? That happened in the beginning. Remember when the PS5 was announced and after Sony's thing and all the devs came on Twitter and were like, I'm really excited about my PlayStation 5 game. Remember that?
Yeah.
But when Microsoft, remember that? And then when Microsoft did their show, nobody was talking about, hey, I can't wait to make. Remember that? Then Bootleg Jez had to do an article to find some developers that wanted to talk about the Xbox, but nobody initially came out. They had to go look for them. But after Sony's thing, everybody's like, the PlayStation really makes it easy, you know, for me developing. And then I remember Jez was looking around. He's like, oh, well, somebody got to be saying something about Xbox. But that's the thing, man. They're just, and they're not there. They haven't been there. They were a Mixer booth the last time. They were Mixer booth, and Sony was Days Gone, where you could ride on the motorcycle and pose on the motorcycle. Then Final Fantasy VII Remake, Sony was there with Final Fantasy VII, and that wasn't their booth. That was Square Enix's booth. So, you know, Sony's there without being there. So, but I tell you, it just shows you the mind share. Like, nobody's making anything for the Xbox. I can tell you from that. Nobody says, hey, I want to make an Xbox game. Not from what I've seen. Not even the indies that were over there. ID at Xbox should have been there. They're not there. To try to hype up their indies. But yeah, they just get PC ports, I guess. But there was something very interesting. Because you would think, like, the third year into a next generation console, especially how available the S has been, that you think that would be easier to get in people's hands to develop for that console.
Because you got to think, Jizz, these developers also want to sell their game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody's not getting a Game Pass deal. So,
nope.
You know, it's these games have to be sold for them to make money, to recoup the costs. And that platform clearly, not me being dishonest, that games just don't do very well when it comes to sales over there.
It's something I noticed. I see people like Froggy T. White doesn't want to hear the facts, dude. I was on the show floor, and I was surprised seeing PlayStation 5s as demo stations. And where's the other console, dude? I was there. I was on the show floor. It's not no console war, dude. This is exactly what I saw.
These dudes
you just can't handle it, dude. You just don't want to hear the truth.
They're always fighting the console war fight. Sometimes it just is what it is.
Oh, don't say that there's no Xboxes there. It's fine. It's fine. Dude, if you see PlayStation units and demo stations and booths, you're like, hey, where's the Xbox? Yeah, no. Why? Why is that? Oh, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. It's fine until it's gone, right? But seriously, there was nothing there. So, say what you might will. You don't want to hear it? Don't want to hear it. Well, you could go la, 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 la. I'm not going to go la, 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 because I was there and I noticed it. And my cousin, who doesn't have a console war fight thing, and all of us in the car said the same thing. Where was Xbox? There was no consoles. There was no consoles everywhere. I would have, no, that would be great for me to play a game that, hey, I'm making this for the Xbox. Oh, really? Let me try it out. Oh, wow. Nope. But it's like, hey, PC, PC and PlayStation. Demoing it on. I couldn't believe it. I was like, considering how rare the PlayStation 5 is, like how like we built ourselves to see there was no PS5s, right? To see a row of PS5s as demo units in a booth, and people were they were playing this one of these games. I forgot what it was, but it was like an indie game that they were playing. I'm just like, whoa, wait a second, those are PS5s just like lined up like that? Crazy. I was very surprised. I was very surprised seeing PS5s in the wild like that. And that's 2 years in of a console that's been impossible to get. Crazy. No content, no show. That's right, Amanda. But nobody's using their system. You think for PC development, they will be demoing them on Xboxes instead of PCs, right? Because they make it so easy, right? It'll be easier to just hook up an Xbox to a TV.
Right.
Right? Instead of like hooking up a PC to a TV. Especially the S. Oh, well, the S is so small. Let's hook up a bunch of S units and show how we're playing our game. No demos of S's. No demos of Xboxes, Series X's. Nothing. There was PSVR 2. I said everything on the show floor. PSVR 2, Oculus MetaQuest, Steam Deck, Logitech G Cloud had a booth. PS5s and PCs. Tons of Xbox controllers because they're all plugged in. I played on that Xbox Wolverine controller. That thing was pretty good. I'd say it felt good, that the Wolverine controller, but it's like $100 and something, but I played on that thing. Oh, another game that I forgot before we move on PAX. Another bad game too. Recreation from THQ Nordic. It's a bootleg Burnout. Recreation. Do not buy. A grinds down, thumbs down. I'll show you just a little thing. Hold on. Oh. It's probably going to go to Game Pass because it's interesting because Xbox had it in its announcement trailer. Why you're concerned? I'll tell you why you're concerned, dude. Wow, they showed it at Gamescom 2022? Well, yeah. Nope. Bootleg Burnout. This is Bootleg Burnout. I play this game. Horrible. The destruction, horrible. Not good at all. Oh, Frog's in there? Hey, you're going to get Frogs in this. There we go. Hey, Frogs. So, yeah, stay away from this game. Recreation. I did a racing in this game. Oh, my God. This is not good. Yeah. The destruction, like, Burnout Takedown had better destruction in the cars than this. You could take down in races. You could build your own crash things, but it has aftertouch too. Yeah. I don't know why they're not showing crashes. Yeah, this game. Yeah, I played this on PC. This was not good. This was not good. Yeah. Bad, again. This is THQ Nordic making this one. But yeah, stay away from this game. I played this. I didn't even take capture of it because it was just not good. It looks horrible, and the destruction of the cars is not good at all. Yeah, like look at the car. This is just an example of it, but when you're playing the game, like the car doesn't break apart. It just like, look, it just like flops around. It's like old school destruction, dude. Not good. But it's basically Burnout with custom tracks. Like, look at this. Ugh. Yeah, that's about right. Not good. And that's my final thing. I think that was about it. Frog, you have any? What's up, Frogs? Oh, we can't hear Frogs. Frog, you're on mute? Oh, Frog's on mute.
I'm here. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nice, man. Chilling.
Yeah, see, one of the things I was saying, I was like, this recreation is not good on this thing. But anyway, so we'll go on from this, and then we'll get into some more topics here. Let me get rid of this. I did not capture that one because I did not want to see that one. It's very basic, Leech. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is definitely. No, see, that's what I thought. Yeah, but I thought it was like Trackmania, but they have like a creation mode, and then they have a race, then they have a crash mode, and it's not like you can make crazy crashes like customization, but you could also race, and it does like takedowns, and then if you crash, it's aftertouch. But the car destruction sucks. Like Burnout. What was it? What the hell was it? Paradise City. Oh my God! Run circles around this. Run circles around this thing. I was gonna say, like, it runs circles with the destruction and the denting. Like when you smash somebody and Burnout takedown, like it would dent. Dude, this thing, there was nothing. The wheels come off, and the car stays like, just scratches on it, and the cars don't look good at all. Even when you take down somebody, like I was racing and I smashed somebody into the wall, the car looked whole. It looked like it wasn't even touched. It just looked like it was floating off the screen. I was like, get the hell out of here. It gets 2 grinds down, 2 gears down. But record creation, stay away. So, get Street Fighter 6, get Dead Island 2. Alone in the Dark is a maybe a get. No recreation. Final Fantasy 16, a definite get. No recreation and no. Oh, and another game. Dude, I forgot my bad. I'm talking about all the good stuff. Come on. I'm talking about the bad stuff. So, bad games. Recreation. Bad game. Rockaway City. That payday bootleg game with the actors in it. They spent the money on the actors and not the gameplay. So, Rock City. And also the Toxic Avengers game. Oh, goodness gracious. Don't get the Toxic Avengers game. That is not Turtles. That is not Ninja Turtles. Not Ninja Turtles. I'm warning you right now, grinders. Not Ninja Turtles. That Toxic thing. What is it? Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up? I played that too. Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up. Oh, goodness. Oh, kids. This game. This is not Ninja Turtles. Do not get. Unless you love your Toxic Avenger guys. The AI is so silly, they hide off the screen. And we were spamming the goddamn guy off screen. They don't come out the back door. The gameplay is not good. Everybody has the same scream move. Like she screams. That's me. She screams. And everybody has the same area move. Very, very, very boring. This is not Ninja Turtles. Not Ninja Turtles. Hit up all the warning signs. Do not fall into the trap. This is not Ninja Turtles, the game. All right? Get the sirens out there. I'm telling you right now. Bootleg. Bootleg. Stay away from that game. Don't wish list it. Not good. I played that. It's not good. Don't fall into like, oh, well, they did good beat 'em up with Ninja Turtles. Nope. That's just jumping on Ninja Turtles. And yeah, the IP, if you don't like Toxic Avengers, like I didn't know any of the characters except the Toxic Avenger guy, but that's the least point of it. The gameplay, the hit detection, the AI, I'm telling you, we were spamming the corners of the because we couldn't move forward. We had to wait for the guy to mosey on into the frame in order to hit him. And he was hitting, and what's crazy is that he was attacking us off screen. So he was stopping and hitting us, and we were just in the stalemate that we couldn't move forward until we all moved away so he could come into frame so we could beat him up. And it happened multiple times. And they always come from the right, and they don't come from the back. They don't come from the top or come from sewers. They don't come from anywhere. It's not good. Not good. Frogs, Link, did you guys see this thing with the multiverses? You found out it was a beta the same day I found out it was a beta.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. It really was misleading in how I saw it. I didn't understand exactly what it was.
So it's apparently going away and come back sometime next year. You believe that? You believe that?
I mean, was it really successful? I think
I don't know, man.
was
Hello?
it was it re- was it I'm sorry. Was it really successful? I think people wanted to be successful. But it wasn't. No, people were calling it, oh, it's gonna be the next Smash, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. It just the problem is everything doesn't need to be free to play. That's a problem we have in this industry right now with gaming.
Well,
Every
yeah, that's true.
everything does not need to be free to play. You need to charge a premium price for a good product and let people know you stand behind the product. If you're just saying throwing free to play on it, people are already gonna in their mind are gonna say, well, I know that I'm spending money on costumes, I'm spending money here. This is where I'm spending the money. And some people don't want to do that. But there's ways to do games and you can have a grind in it where you can still earn stuff and get things. A game like this didn't need to be free to play. It need to stand its ground and need to say, hey, this is the quality you're gonna get. But because when it's free to play and you start playing a multi-first game, you can tell it's a free to play game when you start playing it immediately. You can tell it's not a premium type of product. So I think that's the problem we're having with not just with the multiverse, with any game that's free to play and you first play it. Not all free to play games feel like a premium product.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, Link, you have anything on it?
Did
you play it?
This is oh no, I would never play that. So, yeah, these companies are all chasing this free to play monetization scheme where they can nickel and dime you or whatever. But this goes to show you, man, with this anything that's a service, putting money into it, you don't own anything. When they decide to shut it down, it's shut down. You don't own any of this. I don't care how much money you spend in these games, the fictional currency, the fictional items you're purchasing. When a game is a service, when they shut it down, that's it. I never was interested in this game. Honestly, I don't like free to play games, so I generally don't support them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't feel bad for anybody who was playing this game.
Yeah,
They
I
should have
played
known.
it, and I'm going to tell you one thing that grinds my gears about this stupid thing. First, multiverses, right? DC can never get shit right. But multiverses, right? They used a huge influencer campaign to get this game on the map. They made Twitch people, influencers stream it early, have it for a month or so before the game released, getting all that butter and fluffing all in there, get everybody all hyped up. Like, why are these people streaming it on Twitch? They did a full media campaign to hype up this game. But before, I'm streaming exclusively. I had a huge following on Twitch, and then they released it in so-called beta form. This is my problem with this stupid stuff. You want to test out a game and put a game in beta, you don't collect a single dime of money from anybody. You don't have a store. You don't have us buying characters. You don't have us buying costumes. You don't put a battle pass in a beta. I don't understand that. You put a pass in a beta. You have us spend money in a beta, and then when you can't provide enough content and the service is starting to dry up, you now take your ball and run home with it and shut down the service, so everything that everybody paid for is gone with them. And you're going to release it again next year at some time. What, when you get your act together and figure out what characters you're going to put in? It's the same thing that Halo did. You basically put a fraction of a game in there, but you made sure that battle pass was there day one to take everybody's $10 to unlock goddamn jock straps and elbow pads. So what I find is that if you're beta something, if you're beta testing something and doing a beta, then you don't get money. Okay? You test what you got to do, you collect what you got to do, and then you take your game and you fix it. But you better not put any battle passes in betas. And this is going to be a huge, huge flag for service games when they put out a goddamn game and it has a battle pass in it. All this does is make people not want to buy money in the game. Not only now you got to try to get their time, but nobody's going to spend their money in a beta. And you weren't very clear that it was a beta because you got all the monetization in there. You were dropping characters that you could buy or you could earn them by grinding at the game. You could buy different costumes and outfits and stuff. And now you're taking it down April 4th. You could play it offline, though. You could play it in bots. You could play it offline, but you can't play it online.
You know what, Jez? The other thing is, and this is what I hate to be that broken record, right? But they had a template. We saw what Smash Brothers did. They had a template, and a lot of games have templates, and it's like, how do you F up something that you can already see a template for? You have characters, but you saw what Smash is doing with Nintendo. You had a template to do it, and you could have said, Warner Brothers could have said, we can go big with this because we have just as many characters as Smash does. But for some reason, they looked at this template, and they wanted to be so uniquely different that their failure is on them. Same with Halo. I don't understand. That's why I say I don't understand how 343, you have a template. How do you fail? Because you're trying to chase this. They're chasing this Fortnite, this Warzone, this Apex money. It's hard to break into that when you have something that's already established there. It's very hard. So I don't know why they thought that this is going to be a thing. Same with Rumbleverse. Rumbleverse was another one.
Oh, yeah. They shut that down, too.
They're chasing money from, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get why they're chasing this money. Like,
it's almost like we're Kickstarter. Right? It's like we're a Kickstarter for them.
Yeah. That market is niche. Like, if you get in there and you were the first adopter and you're there like the Fortnites and the Apex and the Warzone, you're in there. But somebody who comes in there and now they're trying to compete with you, that's an uphill battle. So you got to be very unique or very good at what you do. Warner Brothers with this whole multiverse, the problem is, number one, they should have called it something else. Multiverse is a stupid name. They should have made it stand out to let you know, hey, these are Warner Brother characters. These are your old Warner Brother. They had the ability to really market and do this game well. I think it was just we're chasing that free-to-play money, and we're going to just throw some poop on the wall. Let's see what sticks. If it sticks, they're good. If not, we can do a relaunch. That's what you're seeing a lot now, too. People are relaunching stuff when they don't,
Yeah.
And some of them are just dying. They're just failing.
That's right. Yo, Sick, what's up, man? Yeah. You Sick, you there?
What's up, Sick?
Let's see him. He kid in here.
He's in here, but I don't hear him.
But yeah, I agree, Frog.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's the whole thing. Like I feel like we're Kickstarters. I feel like that what they're trying to do, and Sargent says an excellent thing here. He goes, that early access is a cash cow business. Like it's like let's just put some shit out there. Let's just put something out there. Let's get influencers excited so they look like they're doing something first, so they get that traction from their channel and like, hey, I'm the first to show this game. So everybody wants to be first. So the early access has some sort of gravitation to influencers because they could show a game early and kind of get it out there and kind of become the channel for this game if it becomes something. But my problem is that you could do early access all you want, and Steam lays out what their anticipation is, and you could buy it if you want. But when you have battle passes in betas, that needs to stop. All right, fund the game, do this stuff. No, beta test the game and figure it out, but don't use all money and then now you pull it. And all this does right now is this hurts the games as a service, the early access stuff, the battle pass systems, everything. This hurts everything, and it's going to take a bunch of bad seeds, just like what happened to loot boxes. It took a couple of bad seeds to get rid of loot boxes. And then this is another one, a bad seed. You launch a beta with battle passes, and now you take your game offline to relaunch it sometime next year, and all the content that the people purchase, they could use offline against bots, but can't level up and do anything about it, and you're not getting your money back? That's some horseshit. And the fact is that they're letting you know now, they're shutting it off on June 25th, and they're trying to launch it on sometime next year.
Hey, you can't be mad at him, Jizz. That's a good hustle, bro.
It is a hustle, dude. What a
That is
hustle.
a good hustle, man. I ain't even mad at him, man. You know why I'm not mad at him? Because those idiots went out and spent like $60, $70 on whatever the starter pack was or whatever. I mean, that's on you if you did that. I played that game for like 3 matches and I was like, yep, not for me, bro.
Dude, I'm
And I
telling you.
moved
But
on.
no, they had battle passes
Yeah,
and
man.
crap.
This free to play shit, man. I think
I hate,
Six said
dude.
this a
That's
while
falling
back.
on its face, dude.
I think Six said this a while back. All this shit does is take ownership away from the gamers.
Yeah.
And you don't, whenever they decide to shut this bullshit down, it don't matter how many skins you bought or whatever. That's it. They just run off with the money and that's it.
And then they do beta. Like, if you look at it, it wasn't beta. Like, when the hell was open beta update? Dude, they kept talking about a beta announcement. Dude, get the hell out of here. Now it's a beta.
But it's a beta, but they had a functional
battle pass. They had seasons also. Like season 2. Season 2 is here. How we at season 2 and we're still in beta? Yo, Mike, Sick, your mic is quiet. You got to increase the gain on it.
Is it?
Yeah, as I was saying.
Shit,
Look,
I don't know. I mean,
dude, they had season 2. Season 2. Where does it say beta up here? Does it say beta? I don't see beta on their main screen. It says multiverses. And look what it does. It shows me all the character DLCs that I could buy. Look at Shaggy. He has like a ninja outfit. It shows you all their alternative costumes. All the stuff that you got to buy. Look, here's Shaggy over here with his ninja Chuck Norris outfit. Or is that Chuck Norris? Look at this. Get the hell out of here, beta.
The free-to-play market is so crazy.
What is a beta?
Because there's no real investment into free-to-play. So either you're going to capture somebody within the first 2 minutes, or they're going to go back to playing whatever the hell it was that they were playing. They're going to be playing Apex. They're going to be playing Warzone. They're going to be playing Fortnite. I mean, these people can keep fighting for time, bro, but that time is always going to be limited because they're going to go back to the shit that they know well. And that's the stuff that's doing very well.
Yeah, well, exactly. But this is going to be bad taste in everybody's mouth. Look, premium Founders Pack, Deluxe How is it a Founders Pack when they're taking it offline again? They're taking it away. What are they going to do? A Founder? You refound it next year? Hey, now I bought the Founders Pack. I found the game, and it's like, yep, it's coming offline. We're going to refind it next year. We'll refound it.
Yeah, you know what it was? When it first came out, they had a whole bunch of players, and then all of a sudden that shit dropped off like a
bad bag because they had a huge social media influence, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Look, season 1. They're like, hey, season 1 is here in the all-new Battle Pass, designed for you to show your unique styles. We've been blown away by your love and enthusiasm for multiverses. You mean multiverses beta, right? Nope. No, you don't mention beta anymore. We're thinking about goodies packed into season 1, including new characters in the season like Rick and Morty, Black Adam, and Stripe, new cosmetics, new modes, as well as premium awards.
You know, truth be told,
a premium track.
The free-to-play game that I actually liked. I don't know about y'all, but I've never had a free-to-play game that I gave a fuck about.
Yeah, I can't imagine. No. The only one that it wasn't even free to play. It was in a PlayStation. It was that GK Knockout. That was pretty good. I like that one. But that wasn't, I guess, it wasn't free to play because you had to buy like the pack.
Yeah, I don't think that was a free to play game.
No, that wasn't free to play. But I did like that.
It was free on Plus, but I don't think it was free to play. But
yeah,
I like that game.
I played Genshin Impact, and I was just like, bro, it looked like a money grab. It looked like a.
I never played it.
No, it's an okay game, but when you start this, feel that free to play grind, and then they start popping up the shit that you can buy, I'm like, yo, come on, fam.
Well, I mean, that the whole thing about free to play is it's designed to, it's designed to get into your wallet. They want you to spend money, not making money on the games. You're just playing it. You're not spending money. So it's designed to squeeze you for every penny they can get out of you.
Yeah. Look at this.
And that's why I'm not a fan of it.
This is so crazy. Like they just say like since we launched the open beta, dude. Yeah, but you don't take your open beta. You comes out of beta and now you're in the season. You don't take it away and like you don't take it offline and then come back next year with it.
Oh, next year, like what?
Like what?
I've never heard of this before.
And you had 2
ever.
seasons in there with battle passes and all the characters and all different cosmetics. You hyped it up. Look at this. This is such a sales pitch here. We improved the network latency. Like, why are you taking it away? Know why? They want to take their money and run with it. They realize that they can't sustain. So what they're trying to do is recoup everything. Whatever money they made on the people who bought the battle passes, they're gonna take it offline, save some money, and relaunch it, and get a new thing about it. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're taking their money and running home with it. That's exactly what they're doing.
It feels like a scam almost.
It is a scam, dude. This is gonna be what's happening to this game. Unfortunately, it probably doesn't have enough hype for it anymore. But this sleazy stuff, dude, they're taking their money and running home. That's what they're doing. They're taking. They don't have enough content to sustain
games like Smash Brothers. I think everybody feel like they can hop on that train. They got a diehard fan base because that game has been around forever. Yeah. You're not just come in and like take this place of that game. No matter how weak the controls is in fucking Smash Brothers, it don't really matter. And don't get me wrong, WB got some iconic characters.
They do.
The problem is nobody gives a shit about them. I mean, if you want to keep it a buck, bro, I didn't give a fuck about Shaggy, dog. Like, what the fuck? I didn't even care. I didn't even care about Batman and Superman. I didn't care about any of those characters at all.
I want to see their reason here. We know here he goes. Throughout our open beta, we've been working hard to build the best gameplay experience. We appreciate all the inspiration you've given us and money. Forgot to say. We know there's still a lot of work to do. As a result, we have a clearer view of what we need to focus on, specifically the content cadence of our new. Where's my thing?
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Activate.
There it is. This is the Halo issue. Again, the same thing. As a result, we have a clearer view of what we need to focus on, specifically the content cadence of new characters, maps, modes to give more ways to enjoy the game, including new updated netcode and matchmaking. The cadence of content. How do these companies release a game that is a free-to-play, like Halo, like this, and cannot achieve seasonality, cannot achieve a content roadmap for what the game is? You tell me it's a service game. You tell me it's free-to-play. Where is your roadmap? What do? You're just going to say, hey, we're just going to put stuff out for the first 6 months, and then we're going to go, oh, shit, we got to do more. Like, yeah, you got to do more. Forever. It's a service game. Forever.
Only a few games have really hit it off properly when it comes to the content and the release schedule and which is games like Fortnite and
Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Destiny.
No, Call of Duty, Destiny.
But they were full games though, and then they turned. Yeah. They were full games that turned free to play. Rocket League is another one. Rocket League was another one. But I'm talking about those are games that were fully featured, which I think may be a better approach, where you come out with a great game, get an audience, and then turn it into free to play later on. It worked out for Rocket League. It worked out for Destiny. Like that's because then you have a content complete game, and then you turn it into more accessibility later on. But when you are selling this as a free-to-play game, as a game that's going to be free-to-play and accessible, and oh my God, day one guns and day one this, and then all of a sudden you do not have a cadence of what your roadmap is, like that should be essential. If I'm releasing a service game in November, I'd be like, hey, we have to have content planned out for the next 2 years and how we're going to roll that out. These guys are just dropping these games to get the initial kind of give me that money up front. Trust us, dude, with your money. And then they hightail it out and shut it down.
And Right, and that's why I was gonna say that's why Destiny's so successful because they charge you for a product, you got it, and then after they got people in there, and initially they said, "Hey, we're gonna make this base game free to play, and everything else after that." But they've been successful in that because what they gave you in the base game was quality enough for people to stay there. And that's why I said, and I think Six right, like,
Hold on.
yeah, we know
Oh,
some of their
sorry, I didn't mean to
Holy
hit
characters.
that.
Spirit,
We,
activate.
Sorry.
we,
Hold on.
I don't. Hold on.
Holy Spirit,
My screen
activate.
messed up.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Sorry, Frog. Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
we know the characters, right? But who really wants to play with these guys? You know, Smash. The reason Smash is so iconic is because it's Nintendo's universe. With Warner Brothers, like who really wants to play as Batman and Bugs Bunny and all that? And then they didn't really, I think they, what Smash does different, and I hate to compare it to Smash, but that's what we're going to compare it to. Let's be real. They didn't have like I kind of hear the Bugs Bunny kind of storyline with everybody involved around Bugs Bunny. Whereas Nintendo Smash is like, here's Mario. Everybody's kind of involved around Mario, but there's other characters in there that have their own story pieces. Nobody in that game, there were so many things they could get so much better. And like I said, and this Six said this, you said it, Link said it, they chased that free to play money so hard, and they're like, wow. It's the money and the revenues that coming in for what the product we made. Well, you didn't give the people the product they wanted to have for that money and revenue to come in. So what do you expect? You see? Like, I mean, what do you really want?
I know. That's the thing. It changed the money. But Claymore's in the chat says that Multiverse had tons of new content. They release new characters every couple of weeks. That this is not a Halo one. And I agree. Halo is definitely the worst case scenario. But if you read here, the reason why they're focusing on this is the content cadence of new characters, maps, and modes. After season 2, what happened? You telling me this is so bad that they got to take it offline because they don't have enough cadence of characters to roll out? Well, whose fault is that? Why would you put them and sell them in a battle pass and have people spend money on them when you knew you didn't have enough to sustain a game? That you have to take it offline. That's crazy.
To be fair, though, Fortnite didn't really have tons of content either.
Well, Fortnite was never
a very long time.
But Fortnite was never like you had to pay $30 for the base game, and you got the battle royale included in that, and then the battle royale came a spin off for free.
Right, the battle royale became something that became bigger, and that became the main
you want to know
focus.
what? You're sick. You are right. Like Fortnite was in beta forever. Remember, Fortnite I think was in beta until 2.0 or something like that, and then they started.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't have a good content roadmap either. They were just surviving off of that trend. Like they literally had one map forever.
Yeah. They didn't do all the crazy stuff they're doing now, man. You're right. That first, they were in beta for I think they were in beta till like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah, the difference between that and Multiverses, though, is the fact that Multiverses actually tried with content. I saw the content they were putting out
they did
constantly.
But Sick, once again, Sick, what I
oh, yeah, Frog, you're breaking
guys
up.
are sitting back watching what people are doing to. Am I breaking up?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So all these guys have watched other companies do this and have their roadmaps, and you figured they would just say, "Hey, we can do this with our game and spin it a little different." And nobody's really quite done it like that. Nobody's been as successful, and I think it's just because they try to change what the formula is so much they reinvent the wheel, and that's why it's not successful.
Not even. It's not successful because there's an oversaturation in the market. There's way too many free-to-play games. Yep. Like, to be honest with you, man, usually the UI in free-to-play games are so convoluted. I look at
it looks like an amusement park. It looks like a carnival.
Yes, they're trash.
Yeah, yep. I just turn that shit off. I'm like, fuck this game, bro.
It looks like a carnival. It's like all the $4, $4.99 get you this, and then this get you this, and then here's I'm like, whoa, what the? I feel like I'm in a goddamn infomercial.
But see, I'm different because I'm the guy that never really bought stuff in Candy Crush.
Yeah,
I used to play it, but
me neither.
As soon as I run out, I just stop playing it.
But
and they give you
the thing is too is that I think sometimes they want these battle passes in these games as a way to hook you. Like, if you buy the battle pass, then you're more likely to come back to that game rather than just try it and drop it. So if you like it and then you're like, hey, this seems cool, I'm going to buy the pass to this. Now you're kind of committed to level up your characters to get the stuff. So I think they kind of use it as a gateway drug to get you back to their game to buy your time on this thing. But I know content may not be an issue for this, but the fact that content got so bad for them that they have to take it offline, obviously the content roadmap that they had wasn't there. And that's my point. My point is, if you know you're making a service game, you need to have this thing planned out for more than a year. They're like, you can't just roll this thing out and let people know. Because trust me, if they said, hey guys, we're gonna do this for about 6 to 7 months, you know, we're gonna have some content out there, but this is gonna be a beta that we're gonna take offline, I bet you nobody would be buying it or playing it or buying any content until they come back with it. They slicksted you right now. They got you to buy 2 seasons worth of content, and now they're pulling it. And now you can't play. You can only play offline. You can't play online. You can play the training room and local matches with your characters and cosmetic items.
And that's kind of fucked up too, because if all they're trying to do is work on a different build of the game, then they should have kept that build live for people who actually do want to play online.
Yeah.
Like I think fully taking it offline, I think that's where they kind of crossed the line.
Yeah.
And you might be right. Maybe people are gonna have a bad taste in their mouth when they return.
Oh yeah, definitely. When they come back with it, like, you know, they better come back and the founders edition. They better do like your grandfather. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do, but again, and no hardline release date. It said we're targeting. Here's that word, the Grindhouse's favorite word. We are targeting early 2024.
You know what I think it is? I think they need the team for something else, and they need them to, you know, fully stop working on it. If and this is a rumor, but if that Superman game is real,
oh no,
maybe they
you think they get pulled? I don't want a Superman game by the bootleg studios.
I hope this isn't true.
I don't want bootleg studios, but I hate targeting 2024. Here we go. Oh goodness. But anyway. Now,
I mean, because what are they doing in that year? Like, what are they going to accomplish that they couldn't accomplish?
Seasonality, I guess. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They said they're working on the updated net code and more matchmaking improvements. But that was a feature in season 2. That's what they said.
Yeah, but you could work on matchmaking while you have the game live, though. I've seen it done plenty of times.
We'll be also reworking the progression system based on your feedback and looking at new ways for you to connect with your friends in the game. To do this the right way, we are closing the beta down on June. As part of this process, we'll be pausing updates and taking the game offline as we prepare for launch in early 2024. Oh,
wait. So did they do it the wrong way the first time? I never had any problem finding matches.
Hey, I think there was lag and hitboxes and all that other stuff. I have no clue.
I mean, the game was fucking terrible to play, but
hey, man.
I don't know if they're going to fix that by fixing matchmaking.
Dude, it's really bad if you're taking it off and you don't even have like a hard release date and you have some time early next year and you're taking it off in June, taking it off for 6 months. Dude, like, yeah, you're dead. You could come back threefold. You better come back in there. The game must look like a realistic Smash Brothers deathmatch or something like that. Because if it looks the same shit, nobody's gonna be playing it. You're done. You could screw season 3. You're out of there, dude. You just scammed everybody. And now
the BS they saying, I would love to know what the real reason is behind them taking this down, because I can't fathom.
I think they're saving money, dude. I think
you think that's what it is. You might be right.
I think they got their beta money. Now they're taking their ball. They're gonna pay offline, and now they're gonna use that money to do the development costs. They basically did a GoFundMe or some sort of Kickstarter. Basically, what they just did in season 1 and 2. They basically got your money. Now they're like, "Thanks for all your donations, everybody." Buying battle passes. Now we're gonna take the game back. Now we're gonna make the game that we really want to make. Now that we got your money, and now we'll launch it again next year. And that's what they're doing.
What is that game going to be?
I don't know.
What is that game going to be?
Because I think the thing is that if they had to maintain this game online and put out content, they don't have enough content, or they don't have enough manpower to pay them to fix the game or do whatever and run the game. Who the hell knows? I just feel like they're taking their money and running home with it. You know, if it's in beta, don't ask me for goddamn money. Enough of this. Like, what the, like, oh my God. Like, why are we paying to test games? Oh my God.
Hey, you remember the days where they used to actually pay people to go out and make sure the
Yeah.
game worked?
Now they take you full on, like, they give you some goddamn, here's a bow tie for your character. $5. Thanks. Now they just took it. They said you can use the bow tie. The whole reason why you bought the bow tie was to share it online and flex the bow tie. Guess what? Now you look like a loser playing in your mom's basement against bots, against a computer going, look at my customizations. Yeah, anybody? Like, yeah, dude, you're now sitting there with your customized Chuck Norris looking goddamn Shaggy. And you're like, nobody could see me flexing my Chuck Norris skin that I got at level 50. Mom, check this. Like, there you go. Like, now you're playing against bots. You can't flex your level now. How the effectiveness of the whole buying and leveling and showing online what you achieved is broken. Now you see the true value of what that shaggy Chuck Norris skin looks like. It means nothing because now you get to look at it yourself and not share with anybody. Like, so it just looks at like, and it makes you think like, I'm buying these customizations. I'm buying these skins. I just bought Shredder and Call of Duty. Think about how stupid you're going to look when you're playing by yourself in the basement with no goddamn online people and you're a Shredder in Call of Duty. You'll be like, why is this dude in Call of Duty? The online flex is done.
You know, Jez, I think I'm too much of an introvert to be able to understand
There's online flexing.
This whole online friendship, better ways to connect to your friends, because that's the talking point that all these companies give. We want to give you better ways to connect to your friends. Like, nigga, I don't want to connect to these niggas, man. What the fuck?
Show you no, but that's the whole point. The more play, somebody said, right? They said I could just share it on Twitter. Okay. Ryan says I can just share my shaggy pic on Twitter. You're right. But this is like, there is a flex. Like if you're level 60 or something like that, just like you show your trophies and stuff. Like if there's a skin that's at a certain level and you're running around with that skin, people go, oh shit, that guy got that skin, dude. That's like an exclusive, or that's like a high level. That's a high level player right there. It's clout. Yeah, exactly, Corey. It's a clout. And without the online demonstration of this, that clout is only yourself. And that's why it takes away the whole thing.
Wait. Isn't that the definition of gambling, though? Like, isn't that what everybody is trying to prevent people from doing, from making an investment and then all of a sudden, losing everything? Because kind of that's kind of what's happening,
dude. They just shut down the casino while you had a bunch of chips in your hand. They go, yep. You go home with those chips right now. It's like, but these chips are worth nothing. It's like, oh, sorry, casino's closed. Now you go home with a bunch of freaking casino chips that are worth the plastic that they're printed on, and now not worth anything outside that casino place. That's what they basically did. They basically and that's what they did. They said, hey, oh man, I got 100,000 casino chips. It's like, great, casino's closed. Go home with the chips. It's like
Link lost his life savings. God
damn. Anyway.
Life saving. What?
Link lost his life savings, man. I told you to stop playing with them gambling games, man.
I don't gamble on no games. I don't buy microtransactions. I don't fucking play free to play games. Man. That's not me.
Dude. So the next thing, let's see.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You was at PAX and you played Dead Island. Like, I already know that game is amazing.
Oh, I knew you was going to ask about that. Yeah.
Look, I already know it's amazing, but have you played any of the previous games?
Yes, I love the first one. The first game. The second one, that was trash. The first one was good.
What, Riptide?
Yeah, Riptide.
I like Riptide.
Riptide glitched on me. I returned it the same day and lost money on it.
The first one glitched on me. The first one glitched on me. Literally, it locked you out of getting.
The boat glitched on me in Riptide about an hour.
Yeah.
The boat was on the other side of the water, and I couldn't swim and go get my boat. And I went back to GameStop, and I was like, take this trash back. I'm not playing this game $100. I'm not paying for another hour again. But Riptide.
So if you had to compare the first one to the new one, what do you think?
Dude,
big step up?
So I played about 20 minutes of this one. And I'm going to tell you, the dismemberment, the satisfaction of every weapon does something different to the zombies. The combat is lit. You want to get into fights. They got so many variety of zombies. I saw in 15 minutes. I saw about like 3 to 5 different types of zombies shooting electricity, fat ones, ones shooting, like toxic stuff at you. Then there's others that just walk and stand there, and then there's ones that charge at you, and they're doing it at the same time. Dude, it's awesome. And the weapons, incredible. That visceral thing, because that's what was missing from Dying Light, was that Dying Light was this canned animations. When you hit somebody, it was just this canned stuff. This one, when you slice somebody with a sword, you see the slash mark, and you see their guts. And then if you hit them with the Wolverine claws, you see the 3 slices go in their body. You hit them with a bludgeoning weapon, their face is like smashed. Like I showed the way when you shoot them, parts of their body come off and they still come at you. And the dismemberment is incredible. It's exactly what you want in a zombie game. And the setting is awesome because it's not that weird island that, well, I don't know if, I think the IPA, what was it, IPA, or I forgot what the name of the island was, but like this one, you like there was a casino, like there was a arcade. It was you're at the beach, and then you go onto the boardwalk, and it was really cool, and it looked great. I tell you, it looked really good. It was on PC, but man, it looked really good, and I'm hyped for it, man. I'm hyped for it. I think it's I love the first one. The first one was great. It was like Borderlands type like loot thing with crafting, and I can't imagine this in 4 players is gonna be a friggin' blast.
Frog say he got kicked.
Oh, I got Frog back in here. I don't know why this thing is doing this stuff, but yeah, I'm hyped for it, man. That was like the game for me. Like it was a great, huge demo, which means confidence in the game, and they let you just run with a wheel of weapons and just go through a mission. And there were things where you had, and it's not just run from point A to point B. Like you actually had to, in the arcade, you had to go into the command room and open up the gate, and there were traps set. So you had to like kind of duck under the traps and things like that. And then when you come back down, all the zombies are inside of the arcade, and one's just shooting electricity, and he's zapping the other zombies. And then basically you get around. And what's cool is that once you get past the arcade, then you're in an area like with hazmats where they were doing the decontamination and stuff. So now the zombies are on hazmat suits and some have helmets on, but they changed. But I was all hyped up for it, man. I think it's great.
I love Dead Island, so I've already been. Yeah, I've been. Now my pre-order is on deck.
I can't believe how long it's been, dude. It's been crazy.
No, and I think that's the beautiful part of it. That long break where they weren't talking about Dead Island at all. It looks like they actually put that time to use.
Yeah, it was polished, dude. It was polished. It looked great, and the visceral melee stuff and the gunplay. That's it. Like I went right to the combat, and yeah, I uploaded it. But you see, like I'm taking slashes out of the parts of the body, and you just watch the realistic reactions to all the different weapons, and that's the whole point. Like if the combat's not fun, then you're just gonna want to you don't want to just run around and yeah. And I played actually. I don't know if you played, dude. When you did part 1, did you use the analog stick to swing, or did you use the triggers?
No, I use the triggers.
See, I use the analog sticks, like where you like swing left and up and down. So like I would do the analog stick, the analog movement.
Nah, I did the analog sticks, and the one thing I loved about Dead Island, which I hated about Dying Light, period, is that Dead Island, they wanted you to mix and match these weapons with the different perks and stuff on them. Whereas Dying Light was like, yeah, well, take this melee weapon and go have fun. We gonna barely give you a gun.
Yeah, jump around and jump on their head and slam. Yeah, yeah, it was all about the movement in Dying Light. Where Dead Island definitely was like a melee Borderlands with zombies in daytime. And that was the one criticism I'll say from the demo was that the whole point of Dying Light, of Dead Island, was like you're in a tropical island in summertime and fighting zombies. And the fact that they did a nighttime map with the flashlights and stuff, I was like, oh man, they should, because that's the whole unique thing with Dead Island was that it's like you're in the tropical thing fighting zombies, and they didn't do that in the demo. It was like a dark demo, but I tell you, when I got to play it, it was great. 20 minutes, awesome demo. It had a huge line. Long line, but I
Whatever your name is,
and they were
get ready for the big
they were really
surprise.
hyped for it because they had like a carnival setup game that had a guy dressed up as a zombie walking around, and you could get like little lanyards and things like that too. So they really were doing a good marketing of it. Like it was the carnival boardwalk demo, like a really good polish and very good representation. And I think it was the first time that group was there. I forget the company. It's like Pav. It's called Plikov or some play. I don't know who it is, but they were there, and they did a great showing of the game, I have to say. And so the next, who just came on? Let's say somebody just jumped on here. What was that? That was somebody just subscribed. Well, I forgot. I'll see when it pops up. But so the next thing is the so when I was walking around PAX, I saw the whole thing where the CMA sided with Microsoft and agreed that it wasn't feasible for them to pull Call of Duty off of PlayStation, so that wouldn't make it a competitive advantage to them. And I saw so many people going, "The deal's done. That's it. We want." And I saw the percentage went up from 50 to 70%. But when I read what the document said, it was just basically that, yeah, we agree. You suck, Microsoft. Like Call of Duty, it wouldn't make sense for you to pull Call of Duty off of a PlayStation. That's the reason why, we don't believe this competition at the console levels here, but we still have doubts at the cloud level. And everybody's like, the deal's done, and, it is what it is. And I just saw all that. I was walking around PAX, and I was just like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I said this. I know Six saying this deal's going to get blocked and all this other stuff, but they are so desperate. Dude, Microsoft will, sell their firstborn to get this deal done. They will make this... They will make this happen no matter what. They said Call of Duty go on the Switch, Call of Duty go on the services. They don't care. They want this deal because I'm telling you, Activision and Bethesda ZeniMax is Microsoft gaming. They will run the Microsoft gaming.
You're my number one customer.
That is it, because that will be their gaming arm. And I am so done with this whole thing. I'm like, get ahead. Take Call of Duty. Because I said this on my stream, dude. I said that nobody is asking, how is Microsoft going to make Call of Duty maintain relevance in 10 years? Microsoft has a huge responsibility because gamers are very fickle. And if there are little things here and there that changes with Call of Duty, Microsoft's going to get the blame for it and go, oh, this is Call of Duty on the Microsoft. I don't like it. And that is going to change people's opinions on what Call of Duty is. And what incentives does Microsoft have to make any good games either? That's another thing. They keep buying all these established franchises. What incentive do they have to make something better? They're going to ride the wave. That's why they're spending all this money up front. $79 billion, that's a $79 billion wave with Call of Duty, and they're going to surf it until it crashes. They're just cruising along. They're not going to do crap. They are just going to. Are you
going to talk about Congress and their foolishness?
Oh, I don't.
What happened with Congress?
They're trying to tell us that Microsoft needs to compete in Japan or something like that. Let me get my.
There, 11 members of Congress
in Japan is saying this. What?
No, Congress here is arguing that Sony is unfairly paying Xbox in Japan.
How do you figure that?
I don't have no clue. All I know is we got Blaze. Blaze, thank you so much, giving out 5 gaming grinders, VIP grinding memberships. Thank you so much, Blaze. Shout out to Blaze 4K. Thank you again. Game Night 123. I've been listening in the background, but while the bots are cheering the CMA findings, I was finishing up my Resident Evil 4
You just made the list.
Well, there you go. Resident Evil 4 playthrough. Dude, I've been playing that. That's awesome. But thanks again, Blaze, and thank you, Game Night. Shout out to you. And then, link to preview right before you're going to say about what they want to do in Japan. We got to play the song.
You just made the list.
Oh, yeah, play it.
Let them compete.
You just made the list.
They want them to compete in Japan. Let them compete.
All right.
So let me ask you a question.
Whatever your name is,
compete.
Get ready for the big surprise.
They're saying
And
Sony is
since
stopping
since
Microsoft.
Sony, well, okay. Since Sony is stopping Microsoft from competing in Japan, are they also stopping Nintendo from competing in Japan?
That was what they left out.
Right.
Yeah.
So it says members of Congress from both sides of the aisle are pressing Biden administration to take action on the PlayStation, Xbox console competition in Japan. Policymakers have raised concerns to Biden officials, saying Sony's business practice in native Japan are blocking U.S. companies from competing in the country's gaming market.
How
It
is
says
that? How is that? How is that?
I don't know. The Republican letter, alleges that Sony PlayStation has 98% of the high-end console market in Japan and signs deals designated to keep Japanese games from the Microsoft Xbox in Japan.
Okay, and
Such moves,
Microsoft is out here buying publishers, and nobody's saying a single fucking
No,
thing.
Right.
It's so ridiculous how this company
It's
is
so
treated like a poor
ridiculous.
company, and everybody's going after the, like, at least 11 members of Congress have pressed the Biden administration to take action over Sony's alleged interference with Microsoft's efforts in Japan. They don't release crap in Japan. What are you talking about? Sony's telling businesses, you know what? Put that Xbox in the corner over there on one shelf, dude, over there. Like
they're
Sony's
saying that
telling them.
Sony is making deals and getting exclusive games in Japan.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
This is how console gaming has always gone. How can they police another country? I don't understand how our Congress is supposed to tell. How can they
Microsoft's
even
paying
do
them.
that?
That's the thing. Like, you look at Microsoft is paying. Microsoft has a lot of strong ties. You want to talk about sleaze?
They do.
They got their money in the Congress. They got money in these people. They're funding them. There's somebody who was complaining about something about this, and they showed like her number one contributor was like funding her campaign was Microsoft, some trash like that. Like, Microsoft has their hands in the American government and all that stuff. They're the big tech company. They're on every single trust me, they have all the government's information on their servers. So Microsoft could flip a switch and screw all of them. Listen, this whole thing, Microsoft being the victim here, listen, you suck in gaming. You admitted it to yourself. You're at 80-20, and that's not by Sony's fault. Stop blaming your competition. Like, this is so funny because Phil said, we're not going to be better by making someone worse. We can't be better. He said this quote, we can't be better by making somebody else worse. That's all you've been doing. You've been saying like, oh, we can't compete. Oh, they're buying exclusives. They got us in Japan on the corner on the bookshelf. Dude, listen.
So
you suck.
This is what I want to know. I want to know how this plays out in their minds.
I don't know.
Do you believe if Japanese games were going to Xbox, that more people would buy Xboxes?
I don't know, dude.
I think
I don't think
Japan
so.
has made it pretty clear that they don't fuck with Xbox.
Yeah, they don't care about Xbox over
But
there.
it's not because Sony is saying don't fuck with Xbox. It's because they just don't want an Xbox.
Yeah.
Japan is notorious for supporting products from their own home country. That's not antitrust or anti-competitive. If the consumer base in Japan wants to buy mostly Japanese products, who are you to tell them any differently?
So
and you don't really see Japanese games.
They're saying that PlayStation has 98% of the high-end console market. Why is that? How do you give somebody part of the market?
What they should say is, why is Microsoft doing so bad in their home country? That's the question. It should be like, hey, wait a second. Why isn't the Americans buying the American product? How is Sony having a better advantage here in America, and our own American console cannot?
These people, look, Jess. These people don't care about this shit. These people are bought and paid for.
Dude, they don't.
They don't really care.
This CMA shit, this whole Activision thing turned into a political fiasco. It got Lulu out there being like Xbox's number one celebrity crush. Everybody loves a Lulu out there. They got Kodak still talking his ass grabbing ass 2 years later about we suck. You should you got caught ass grabbing and you should have been fired 2 years ago, and you're still talking about this deal. Your friggin' Ronald McDonald stupid haircut should be out in the curb right now.
Can someone explain how Sony could give more of the market to Xbox in Japan?
What games do they normally release to appeal to that? What games are Microsoft releasing
why would
to
you
appeal
put
to
your
them?
games on a console where people don't buy games?
It's because
You're my
everybody
number
in
one
Japan,
customer.
everybody in Japan wants to play Halo Infinite. That's why.
We just saw what was that game called?
Hi-Fi Rush?
Resident Evil.
Oh shit.
No.
Oh, Resident Evil? The breakdown there? They're
This
gonna
shit
yell about
sold
Japan.
like 80-something%.
Yep, I got that.
And this is across wasn't this across the board?
No, that was the European. Shout out to Zuby.
In Europe.
That was the European.
So-
The European box.
So in Europe, motherfuckers don't fuck with them either. Are they saying the same thing there?
Remember,
It's Sony's fault.
remember when people like Jez try to make it seem like you couldn't buy physical games in Europe? That's
Yep,
why.
bootleg Jez.
That's why. That's why the numbers was like this.
Here's your breakdown. Look at this. It's 73% PS5, 13% PS4s, Xbox, all of it, 14%. PS5 and PS4 make up 86% as a UK box charts. And Ragnarok is still number 8.
In my heart of hearts, I really, really want this fucking ABK deal to go through.
Let it go through.
The reason why is because now you done fucked around and opened Pandora's box. I told y'all, you don't open Pandora's box if it do. So now, when other people go in to buy, all they got to do is lie and say, "Oh, we just try and compete."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sony big.
It worked for them, right?
Yeah. Well, you think that they're done? That's what they did with the ZeniMax deal. They said it doesn't make. I read this last week. It doesn't make us any point if we are to take ZeniMax games away from competitors, only if it increases our subscriptions. And meanwhile, that's exactly what they did. And now they're doing the same thing. They're making themselves look weak, look small. And guess what? It's not anybody's fault but their own. They're the ones that you have the most powerful console in the globe. How is it not all over the place, dude? It doesn't matter. You release 0 games. Why don't you just look at a release list and look at last year's release? They were the most popular publisher on Metacritic 2 years ago, and last year they didn't even make the chart. How the hell does that happen? And then say we're irrelevant? You goddamn right you're irrelevant. You haven't released a game and you make a gaming system. Like, oh my God. I just hate them blaming. I just hate them blaming. It's like if you got a boxer who doesn't work out, who doesn't prepare for the fight, and then goes to the fight, but meanwhile he's talking all this shit leading up to the fight, like, oh man, I'm the most powerful boxer in the world. You can't take me out. We heard you. I heard my fans. They want me to be. I'm the most powerful boxer, but you didn't work out. You didn't do any weights. You didn't do any cardio. You walk into the match, and your competition, Sony, comes here, gives you one punch, knocks you out, and then you stand up and go, "No, man, it's not fair.
You just made the list.
That's not fair, man. He hit me. You didn't even prepare for the fight. No wonder you got knocked out." Oh, and then you're whining and you're complaining, going, "Ref, look, he hit me. Like, what happened? Like, what? Why is he so strong?" You didn't prepare, you clown. You just talked all this shit about you're the most powerful Xbox. Kumbaya, I loved it. I'm not lifting weight. You didn't release any weights. You didn't prepare. You walk into the match, you get slapped up the head. You don't take onus on that, going, "Yo, I didn't prepare. I got to do better." You go blame the guy who smacked you across the face and say, "Why is he so strong? Let me compete." Like, get the hell out of here. Game Night 123 with the super chat. He goes, "Xbox in Japan has existed for 21 years. They can't pin all their failures in Japan on PlayStation. It's ridiculous." Exactly. They're 96% to 4. And actually, if you look at the 360, they were a better ratio at the 360 and lost it. So you got to ask, like, whose fault is that? Not Sony. If that was a problem,
let me ask you a question.
none of their Xboxes would have done anything.
Jez, Whose fault is it that people are not buying games on that platform? Whose fault is it that studios, it's particularly Japanese studios, have all but just abandoned that console as far as putting RPGs or anything else on it? You see all these Japanese games. What is it? PlayStation Switch, no Xbox support. It's not because they're leaving money on the table. There's not very much money to be made over there because people aren't buying shit. Yeah. Especially these Japanese games, they're not going to buy them.
Nope.
So it's like, but they make it seem like when Sony signs a deal to get Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy XVI, that these games are being taken from them. No, Square has taken numerous opportunities to put games on that platform, and they do not support it.
Exactly. But this is going to get them, right? And I said this here. When I first read this, I'm going to say it. James Williams, Xbox are or at least being available all over the world. The only thing stopping people from buying an Xbox is Xbox. Keep grinding, Jez. Thank you, James Williams, and thank you for being a member for 13 months. And just like what Link was saying, whose fault is that? And I said this before, right? This Activision deal doesn't even need to have the ink wet, and they're not going to stop because it's not about games anymore, everybody. It's not about games. It's about acquisitions. And I said, this Activision deal, once it looks like it's a done deal, here come, they're not done buying studios, Ned. Mm-hmm. And look at this. Mm-hmm. Look at this. As soon as that news came out about the CMA saying, okay, well, we agree, Microsoft, in 5 years, you don't make enough money to pull this game off of PlayStation. So Sony really, that won't seem like a valid concern because that's all they said. They were looking at 1 year going, Microsoft has incentive to pull this off of PlayStation and make money, foreclose them. And then they said, Microsoft's like, no, look at us. We really do suck. Just look at us at 5 years. And then the CMA looked at them and said, okay, you have 5 years. You do suck. You're right. You'll be an asshole for pulling this off of PlayStation because you will make no money. That's what the CMA said. And everybody said, it's a W. Yeah. It's a W, right? And look what happens.
If I was PlayStation, if this deal goes through, I would pull Call of Duty. I have to let the fans know, hey, man, look, this company now owns this fucking game. Go do your thing, man. If that's what you want, go do your thing.
Take it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I wouldn't even try to hold on to those consumers because they gonna fuck PlayStation over anyway.
They will.
They gonna fuck. You know what they're gonna do with the games? They're gonna
turn into battle pass.
They're gonna give PlayStation subpar version of the game, just like they just did with that damn Outer Worlds.
Yep.
How the hell are you gonna put out a next gen Outer Worlds native app for the Series SX and PS5, and the PS5 is running the game worse than the Series S?
What is it, Link? What did you say, Link? Better? What was it? What did he say?
First, what did it say? First, better, or best? Or some shit like that.
Or better or best on Xbox. That's what that Brad Sim said.
So, I wouldn't trust Activision to give PlayStation a decent running version of the game once they're acquired.
They're gonna prioritize. They're gonna prioritize their console or PC or whatever. But what I was saying about the acquisitions, just look. Pure Xbox with a rumor. Xbox is talking to a major Japanese publisher about an acquisition, even while the Activision Blizzard deal is underway. Here they go. And they put the clown. Jesus, why is post up on my screen, please?
I don't even follow that clown.
Microsoft, because it wasn't from him. He was just reporting it. It says here,
Microsoft, a company with so much.
Oh no, it's grub.
Money that it actually loses money by just having it sitting in the bank. Wants to spend that money
Here
after
we
the
go.
Activision deal closes, right?
Yeah, they want. They have talked with major Japanese publishers about acquisitions. Like, I can't speak to how far those conversations have got. Like, that's not a thing that most people know, and I certainly don't. But they have talked. They are very clearly interested in some major Japanese publishers. They're interested in smaller studios. They're interested in still more acquisitions because the Game Pass model kind of assumes that games are going to come to Game Pass. Like, Game Pass is eventually going to find itself in the same position as Netflix, where the licensing cost gets so high that it makes more sense to just own the studio and have them produce things for Game Pass.
You believe this?
And I think Microsoft is aware of that. They are looking forward to they're looking at in the future time when that has to happen, and I think they are preparing for that now. But when Phil Spencer says more acquisitions are coming, he's not like blowing hot air. He's not like pontificating on maybe. He has shit in mind. I'm sure he has papers already drawn for some things. They can't right now because the Activision thing is so
I was playing
not tenuous, but like tricky. So, but I'm sure it like by this time next year, we'll probably be talking about, yeah, it's wild that they just picked up X company who we always assumed was going to be independent.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. Like, stick what you said. Like, and that was my biggest concern with this whole acquisition thing is that if this is allowed, who is going to stop them from just buying and buying and buying and turning everything into a Game Pass first game? And you're going to see exactly what happens to the gaming industry with this stuff.
With this acquisition stuff from Microsoft.
They're going to buy more. So they're talking to Japanese companies and all other trash.
We were talking this morning on Twitter in the Twitter space about we're talking about Hellblade, right? And Ninja Theory, right? And how they were at the brink of closing their studio before Microsoft swooped in and bought them. And they were asked the question in an interview, why they decided to go with Microsoft. And they basically pretty much said that they wanted to be free of the AAA machine. And they wanted to make games focus on experiences and not around monetization. They wanted to
make a game not focused around monetization
without having to make money. They don't have to. They want to make a game without worrying about it having to make money. They said that they can take bigger creative risks, create genre-defining games without the constant threat of annihilation. So basically, what they're saying is that by them being acquired by Microsoft, they don't have to worry about making a game that has to sell well. Okay,
exactly.
Because their doors can be shut if they're independent and they make a game and it doesn't sell well, then they're at risk of their studio closing, right? But there's no risk there now because it's like, okay, we got Microsoft's money behind us, so we're not really worried about if we make a game that people want to buy. So it's almost, is that good though? I mean, that sounds not so good.
Like I was saying that exactly. I don't know if I was saying it on a podcast. I think I was saying it on Salty's podcast on Thursday. I was saying on the podcast. I was saying that. Well, I was saying it on my stream. I forget where I was saying, but I was saying like Call of Duty to Activision meant this, Activision has to do well, right? So like Call of Duty needs to sell for Activision to make money. But when Activision's under Microsoft, Call of Duty doesn't mean to Activision what it meant when they were independent. Now, Call of Duty means to Microsoft, but Microsoft could, as you've seen what they've done, they could cover their losses up with Enterprise, with all their other stuff to make that loss not as bad. Whereas if that loss would have happened just to Activision, it could have been detrimental to the company. So as a developer, as somebody who oversees that game, is the pressure there to make the best Call of Duty ever when you know that, hey, if it doesn't do too hot, we're still working here because Microsoft could cover us. But when you are Activision and same thing with Bethesda. And I said this with Bethesda. Todd Howard had a friggin' 45-minute presentation on Fallout 4 when it was the gold standard for ZeniMax. This is their big game, Fallout 4. He delayed the game in May and still showed it in June and delayed it indefinitely until sometime first half. Then it got delayed again to now September with a showcase in June. He never did that before. But under Microsoft, he could do that kind of trash. He could delay it a couple times.
I mean, really think about this though. They're not having to really worry about selling this game. They're not really worried about hitting a deadline because they're like, we're on Microsoft's dime. We don't really have to. And so what's happened is these studios, it almost seems like the way they're talking, you know, this is not good. Like I just
No, it's not
the
good.
game, the production. I think about this, Jazz. I mean, really think about this, right? This Hellblade game, which is going to be a much smaller title, I've been saying this, I don't know how many times, has been in production the same amount of time as Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West came out a year ago. We're about to get DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. And Hellblade, we haven't even seen combat on this game. We don't know when this game's coming out. What is going on over there? Like these studios are just, it's like they don't even care about putting out a game.
Let me tell y'all crazy if y'all think that they ain't gotta, you know, if you not hitting the numbers, if you not bringing people into Game Pass, then your game is fucking useless to Microsoft. It's fucking useless. And if you think these people who done left these studios, they left a cushion like what y'all talking about, y'all crazy as hell. If I had a cushion like that where all I had to do was show up, my nigga, and there was no pressure about a game doing good, why in the hell wouldn't I stay? Nah, them people looked at that shit, they was like, oh, in order for you to get bonuses and shit, you gotta actually have people playing your game. Everybody started leaving. They like, yo, fuck this shit.
Or sick, if you go in there and you're like, hey, I got this great idea for a game. This is really cool. And they're like, you know what? That's out of scope. That's not very good scoping. We got to keep it smaller than that. And you're like trying to give these great ideas. And you're like, dude, this is my career. This is my resume. I'm not going to be less than. I'm going to go create another studio where I could show all of my great ideas. And that's
what
why
did they say,
leaving,
Jizz?
dude.
They want to be free of the AAA machine.
Yeah, the AAA machine, the routine machine. Oh, no. 200 cars, same cars as last year. No, but what about if we put motorcycles in the game? Oh, no. That's not scoping. We got to do 300 cars at first, and then we'll add another 10, and then we'll do another 10. But what about motorcycles? What about hovercrafts? What about... No. Calm down, everybody. Scoping. Do more with less. Let's think about how we could use the 300 cars. Maybe we could add the paint jobs. Let's do more with the cars. But what about if I do... No. What about if we go to another island? There's a bridge and it takes us to another island, and that'll be awesome. It'll be the first time ever we have another island in Forza Horizon where they could drive... Oh, no. Scoping. Think small. More with less. Think small. No. That sounds like extra work. We're not. And then the guy goes, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm going to start another studio. And he leaves. And that's what they're doing.
They just, wait, didn't we just hear about more of that today?
That's what I had on the chart here. You know what? And I was just showing, just to answer Top Shotta with the $4.99. Thank you again for the super chat. He goes, Microsoft is manipulating public for their Japanese acquisition next by using Congress. And I just showed that thing where I showed the congressmen the Congress people that are complaining. Dude, this is some messed up shit. Adam Smith, top contributor, Microsoft Corporation. Top contributor for Kim, Microsoft Corporation. Good job, Congress. Maryland, Microsoft Corporation. Top contributor, Microsoft Corporation for Suzanne as well. She wouldn't know Call of Duty if it smacked her in the head. But these are the ones that are complaining, and look who their top contributors are. Phil Spencer, they got the money. They got the green light. They're buying Congress. They're buying the government. And, I hope the FTC just lays the smackdown on them and just gives them a hard time, because I love it. You know, what Microsoft do this. But you want to know what? Just like with services and shit like that, the bubble's going to pop. And I'm saying this right now. Xbox fans are not going to hold Microsoft to it, but the gaming industry will. And what I'm going to say here is that with more power comes more responsibility. And if these games do take a turn and then Call of Duty, how is that going to stay relevant? By doing more, putting it on a Switch? You already diluted the game for the next 10 years on Call of Duty, right? So now this goes on a Switch now for the next 10 years. So how does the ambition change for Call of Duty? They're just riding the wave, right? Are you going to make a better Call of Duty that can run on the 12 teraflop machine? But then remember, they got to port it over to a Switch. How does Call of Duty stay relevant? Mm-hmm. And this is my thing. I think, and you could tag this thing right here. You could tag all these clowns online, and they say, I heard, but I can't tell you these rumors. Let me tell you something. Keep saying this. Bungie was not bought by Sony to do map packs and expansions for Destiny. Bungie will make that next multiplayer first-person shooter, and I guarantee you Call of Duty that wave will ride out, because there are going to be changes to Call of Duty that Microsoft's going to make, and everybody's going to jump and say, wow, look at Microsoft, what they did. Everybody's going to be hypersensitive to Call of Duty changes because they're going to say Microsoft owns them now. And Microsoft's got to walk a fine line because if they start changing shit around, people will leave. And all they got to do is turn their head, and Bungie's multiplayer game strikes in a couple of years, and there you go. Whether it's multi-plat, whether it's exclusive to PlayStation, Bungie was not picked up to do Destiny expansions. Bungie is making another game. And it could be multi-plat, whatever it is. I'm not saying it's exclusive, but it will be that head turner and will take away stuff from Call of Duty because somebody has to tell you, how is Call of Duty remain as powerful as it is in the next 10 years? You see it dried up. The way they're getting Call of Duty back now is by remastering 1 and 2. They're redoing Modern Warfare 1 and 2. When they tried to do something different with wall climbing and robots and World War II, people didn't want to deal with it. So Call of Duty ideas are kind of dried up right now because you only could remake Modern Warfare 3 again, and now you're back to where you started. So really, they're in a pickle right now. And it already starts this year with Call of Duty being this quote-unquote expansion of Warfare 2 maps and maybe a can. We don't even know what Call of Duty is this year. It starts this year. And if Microsoft, we don't know. It's not a new Call of Duty. It was a skip year, right?
I mean, this is.
We don't know.
Listen, Jez, you got this one company, right, that's going to own all these studios and publishers. And we're supposed to expect them to be able to manage this content and put things out in a timely manner, put out quality when they haven't been able to do it. These games mostly are going to be multi-platform games. We can't trust these devs to utilize the PS5, right?
No.
So I mean, like at this point, Sony should, if the deal goes, if the deal goes through, then they're just gonna have to pivot. Xbox wants devs to make games for this damn service, man, and these devs, I don't know how many developers have a dream of making a Game Pass game.
They don't. No,
they don't. That's why you see a lot of the heads of these studios leaving and forming their own stuff.
Well, that's what I'm gonna go into next. So according to where's Zuby? So Zuby show, and this is exactly, shout out to Zuby Tech. This is exactly what's gonna happen. What the link is alluding to, where you're gonna get these studios. So like Microsoft acquires Activision. I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of people from Infinity Ward, just like what's his name that went over to EA and made Titanfall, Vince Zampella. They're going to do a Vince Zampella, and they're going to leave Infinity Ward. They're going to leave Treyarch, and they're going to do their own studios. We just saw today that three studios, I think now, came out of Playground Games to make AAA games, and they've left. We saw the one with Maverick Studios. Then there's another one now with Lighthouse Studios. And you see Zuby's been showing new development studios. So with this consolidation, the talent is going to leave because they don't want to be gulfed up in this just routine of releasing games for Game Pass or Microsoft's kind of routine stuff. They want, for their career, they want to keep it entertaining. They want to keep it exciting. They want to come up with their own ideas, and they are making their own studios. And those are the studios like Deviant Games, somebody put in the chat, Deviation Games. They're making a shooter game, and they're the former Call of Duty people that worked on Call of Duty. You look at here, Fuse Games, former EA, IO Interactive, Playground Games and Criterion, AAA, Soft Rains, former Bethesda and Ubisoft developers, making a narrative sci-fi IP built in UE5. Magic Soup Games, former Blizzard, Vicarious Visions, and Riot Games, making a AAA original game. Gas Giant Games, former Blizzard, Techland, CD Projekt Red, Activision, and Coalition, making an action RPG. IO Interactive, Istanbul, Turkey, Project 7. Then you got Gen Pop Interactive, former CD Projekt Red, Rockstar, and 343. Remember them? AAA third-person shooter. Maverick, that's the one that left from Playground Games, making a premium open-world game. and now Lighthouse Games, located in UK. Co-founder from Forza Horizon, Playground co-founder developers make an unannounced new IP. This is what's going to happen with consolidation. The talent is going to create studios that they want to make. They may not be all bangers, but the talents will be there. Just look, and you don't believe me, look what Zampella did. He left Infinity Ward and made Titanfall. It was mishandled by EA, but Titanfall could have been that next big thing to take over Call of Duty. But EA was fixed on Battlefield as the thing and didn't give the Titanfall the appreciation that it deserved. But the thing is that with consolidation, Microsoft's going to be sitting there, and you'll see exactly what happened. Look what happened to Rare. All those people that made all those great Rare games, the Conker's Bad Fur Days, they all left, and Rare was making avatars, right?
So sick humor. Why do you think that all this talent is deciding to leave these studios? What could it be?
Because they would be dumb to stay.
You don't think they want to make games for Game Pass?
I don't think they want to be a slave to Game Pass.
Nope. They don't want that scoping. They don't want to be constrained.
What did one dev say? You're competing for people to click the download button.
Yep.
That's it. Not even people aren't looking at your game as a really a product. It's just, do I want to click the button and try this game?
Imagine this. Imagine you're paying a subscription and you can't get even 20% of the people paying for the subscription to simply download the game.
Download your game.
Download it. Just download it. Not paying for it, not putting any money into it, but just to download the damn thing. I don't think nobody thought about that. And that's the reason why I'm looking at people like, why in the hell would y'all want gaming to go this way?
Because they don't care. They want Microsoft to come back no matter what, and this is not going to make them come back. All it's going to do is leave Microsoft. They're not coming back. I'm telling you, dude. That's what the last bit want. Like they think that Microsoft's going to come back to the 360 era with no games and a whole bunch of. They're going to sit on this IP with nobody to make it the way. Because just look, you got Rare sitting there, and you got the initiative to make Perfect Dark, and they don't respect their IP. How do you not have Rare associated with Perfect Dark? Even if Ken Lobb, where is he? He was involved in this stuff. Like, get him involved. Nope. They're not doing anything. They're getting, and then the initiative is overseeing it. They're not even working on it. They got people that made Tomb Raider working on it, and Perfect Dark got put on the back burner because guess what? Amazon bought them and said, guess what, Creative Assembly or whatever your name is, Bootleg Studios, you are making Tomb Raider right now because we pay more money. So Perfect Dark could take a perfect seat because she is second fiddle to Joanna, to friggin' Lara Croft. So now they are prioritized. That's what happens when you don't have a first-party studio working on the game. Somebody else tells them what to work on. Same thing with Eidos. Eidos is working on what? Fable. Why?
But the difference, yeah.
Why is
wait, they're working on Fable?
Yeah. Eidos was rumored to be helping out Playground Games with Fable.
Well, let me ask you a question, because we're talking about these studios and partnerships, right? I don't know what you call this foolishness. Why can't, if you're going to why don't they do something like what Sony's doing with Square Enix?
I don't know. Why don't they just do? Because it's not about bringing games to the platform. It's about, it's just about like Booty said it. He said they're a production first. It's production, not quality. It's production. Tell me that you can make 10 games in a month. That's what I want to hear, because we need to continue to put content in Game Pass. And you're already seeing they're prepping this, dude. They're prepping this already with Dollar Bill Phil retiring today. He retired. Dollar Bill Phil is no more. They're already positioning themselves to make Game Pass like I predicted in January. They're adjusting it, and I bet you in June they're going to announce a new tier system that Bethesda and Activision games are going to be another tier that you're going to pay more money to access, and good luck, you sons of bitches that were talking about dollars and thinking like, wow, Game Pass is the best value in gaming because I get all this stuff for cheap, cheap, cheap. I said it. You guys are idiots. That was basically just a way to get you in the door. You really think you were going to get high quality, incredible games for the low price of a dollar bill, Phil? Like, you really think they were going to deliver that quality? No, man. They knew exactly what they were doing. And I think Six says at the time, they knew exactly what they were doing. That's why they delayed shit. They're like, you know what? We got people on dollar bill Phil plan. You know what? Delay it a year. Delay it a year. Who gives a shit? Delay it a year.
But you know what, Jazz?
These scammers up there. You want to see scammers? Look at this. Ready?
Okay.
Look at this. A whole goddamn websites over here on how to convert your Xbox Live subscription to Game Pass Ultimate for only $181 for 3 years. Scammers. You think they didn't know this? You think they didn't know that you were able to activate 3 years of Xbox Live into Ultimate for only $1? Only a penny. Only a penny.
Yeah, you know, that's what's happening, man.
Look.
They're about to cut off all these deals.
Look.
The service, Jez, you know, how much do you want to bet before Starfield comes out, Game Pass is going to have a price increase?
It will. It's coming out. That's why.
Phil already said it. This year they're going to look at it.
And I'm not saying going to have a direct. They're going to have a new tier system where I bet you get basic Game Pass for $15. But if you want the Bethesda Activision lineup or maybe other things, I think Microsoft will make the smaller games. But I said at Bethesda Activision, you want their day one games, you're going to pay $17 to $20 a month. Oh, and then they got the Family Pass, which I bet you people are going to just jump off of that thing. Like, you know, family, like 5 people in my family. I'm telling you, they didn't. You think they didn't know this was going to happen? It would cost 3 years of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate cost you $540. 3 years. And you were able to get it for $181. You could stack your gold. Just remember 2 years ago when Microsoft tried to increase gold to make Game Pass more appealing. You think they didn't know that they have a bunch of cappers online, the 3 C's in the chat, 3 C's, that stacked this deal, manipulated this thing, running around 3 years stacked for $181 instead of $540, saying it's the best value in gaming. And they're all over Twitter like stupid clowns. If that was me, I would shut up and take my $181 and be quiet about it. But no, the 3 C's couldn't shut up. The Xbox podcast couldn't shut up. The best value in gaming. Oh my God, my family is saved. Tiny Tim, get on in here. I can feed my family now. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, you're going to thank Phil now? Dollar Bill Phil is gone. What happened to the good for gaming Phil? Where is he?
Exactly.
Dollar Bill.
I was told, Jez, I heard a person say that they know a lot of people who want to play Call of Duty, but they can't afford it.
Oh.
So when it comes to Game Pass, they're going to buy an Xbox.
Oh, they're going to buy a whole ass console to play it?
Right. They're going to buy an Xbox and a Game Pass subscription because Call of Duty is going to be cheaper. You know what I thought about something? You still got the game is only $70. Why would you spend a $500 on another console and then $15 a month when you can just buy the game for $70 on PlayStation?
That's why.
They said people have been telling them this.
Yeah, dude, they're in a back alley with goddamn smoke coming out their ears, like trying to sell you some bullshit. Dude, it's like he's like twitching, like it's a good deal. It saves your families. Like you tell me.
Yeah.
Like come on, dude. Like you think that Dollar Bill Phil didn't know you scammers were doing this stuff? All you did was like at him saying, Phil, you saved my family, Dollar Bill Phil. Thank you. Look at my children. They're loving these games. You saved them. Look at my child. She hasn't smiled in 3 years. And because she played a game on Game Pass, she is so happy. The teachers say she's doing great in school. She got straight A's. And it's all because Game Pass. She played games. And I was able to save money, and she's doing so well in school. The teacher said that she's improved. It's incredible, all because of Game Pass. Thank you, @Phil, for saving me money. Get the fuck, like, that's what they're doing.
Yes. What do you have to do in order to continue to play these games that you love on Game Pass?
You got to keep paying
for it.
Keep paying
and
them.
You can't ever stop paying.
That's right.
You can't ever stop paying if you want to access this library of games.
Thanks,
you
Phil.
Don't own any. because you don't own these games.
Keep going.
You're going to be renting these games forever. These guys don't even realize that the trick is being played on them.
It is.
Not
I
the other way
know.
around.
The trick is on them. They think Phil is out there. They think Phil's like this hippie guy just out there just giving out all his... Dude, he knows he manipulated the shit out of you, and you clowns ate it up. And now Dollar Bill Phil, he's coming in right up the ass, no lube. He's coming right into you guys, and you're going to be like, thanks, Phil, sign while you're back there, please. Because that's exactly what's going on. Because right now, he got you by the balls. He says, you love Game Pass so much, now I'm going to pull the rug right from underneath you. Here we go. Like, dude, this is it. Dollar Bill Phil's retired. The guys, I'm sorry, we're going to have to increase the prices. And well, trust me, wait a second. You know Phil Mickey Mouse won't be out there to make that announcement. You know that damn well. That price increase will be handled by one of the minions, not by Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer will be in his ivory tower out there. He will not make that announcement that they're increasing Game Pass prices. He will be far away, just like he was far away with the $70. Phil Mickey Mouse will be, they do not let him go out there to handle bad news. So this will be either Sarah Bond or because she looks good and she could bring out some bad news, but that's about it. Phil will not be anywhere near the sacred news of charging more money. Just like Phil wasn't around with the dollar bill Phil. He wasn't talking about dollar bills. He didn't make this announcement. This was somebody that came by today that said, hey, you know what? We're done. Because look, if you read the fine print, the Phil Ness fine print, it says it right here. Minimum of 36 months redeemed of Xbox Gold per account and converted. So listen, maximum of 36 months. So it could only be stacked for 3 years, right? That started in 2019. I said time is up. It's winding down. Those stacked deals that everybody jumped on, it's over. Now, that's why he delayed shit. That's why he gave you whole years with nothing. Because think about it. Since that stacking deal started, guess what happened? 2017 with the One X with no games at launch, Crackdown 3 delayed, and 2020 with Halo Infinite being delayed as well. So 2 whole years, 2017 and 2022, Phil Ness has ensured that you had no games to play in your Game Pass subscription service. And there you go. And he started rolling out that ultimate stuff with Gears. And you get the ultimate versions. Dude, I'm telling you, 3 years stacked, people $181. And they're running around on the internet saying it's the best deal in gaming. Then I saw a clown and a half on the internet going, whatever, it's a 6. You hear the people trying to damage control this. Sick. And it's like, I don't know if you heard the damage control people, but they were going out there and they were like, well, it's a 6-year deal. Why is everybody making such a big deal about this being removed? Because I can't remember when Sony ever had a sale on its services. I'm like, clown. Every E3 in June, Sony drops their services to like $44 for a year of goddamn PlayStation Plus. Every Christmas, Black Friday, and every E3 time, Sony puts a 10% discount or 20% discount on their services. And Sony has a 1 year that is cheaper when they are purchased as a year. Where is that? Here. Essentials, a 60. This is without any sales every day. I always say wait to June, right? Exactly. Essentials.
Jazz, they've been giving away better games than the PlayStation Plus.
Like, we're not even going there.
Ultimate.
You're right. We're not even going there. I'm just talking about prices. $60 if you spend for Plus for a year. How much is a year of Game Pass? $180. $100 if you spend for Plus for a year for PlayStation Plus Essentials, which is the equivalent of Game Pass. PS4, PS5 games, better games, as Link said, $180 a year versus $100. You get a discount for buying a 1 year. $120 for the classic games, which are a little limiting right now, but the top tier of Sony's thing, if you pay for a year, is still $60 cheaper than Game Pass Ultimate. So without any sale, any promotion right now, the top aligned subscription service for PlayStation is $60 cheaper than a year because you can't even buy a year of Game Pass Ultimate. You only could buy them in increments of 4 months or 3 months. I think 3-month increments. So it always matters to $180 a year. So PlayStation Plus is $120. Yes, it would be $2 something if you paid it per month, but if you bought a year, you get a discount. There is no year subscription for Game Pass. You can't. You can only buy it in increments of either 1 month or 3 months. And it's $180 every which way you buy it. There's no discount for an annual Game Pass. If they believe in Game Pass so much, why wouldn't they just put an annual one out there?
Because, man, you're a slave to the monthly subscription price, right? So if they raise it or whatever, you have no choice but to pay it. If you bought it for a year or whatever, then you're locked in at that discounted rate.
Nah, you know why? The monthly
and that monthly
charge,
active user, what is that?
No. The monthly charge always looks better than if you're looking at the yearly charge. See,
Well, yeah.
you can stay in a state of a delusion
Because it's only $14.99.
because you'll hear people say 14. Oh, it's just $14.99 a month. But if you tell a person, oh man, yeah, this shit gonna be $180, that sounds a lot different than $14.99. Even though it amounts to the exact same thing when you
but
you know,
Sony
add it
gives
up
you a discount
individually.
for buying it for a year.
Yeah, I mean they have discounts on what's the name as well if you go to like the third party sites. And
I'm
stuff like
talking
that.
about Sony right now. You go do a year of PlayStation Plus Essential or Premium, it's $120. No sale. And then they put that on sale in June. So 120. And you stacked it. I know you did, Sick, because I saw you do it. I stacked it to next year because in June they're gonna in June premium is gonna be not 120, but it's 20% off. It's like $90 or something for a whole year, or $100. I think $100 for an entire year. You could buy it in June and you'll have it again for another year. They put a discount on the discount.
I have PlayStation Plus until 2032.
See?
PlayStation 6 will be out before my PlayStation.
Jim Ryan, is he gonna be there?
But you know what though? Like,
you can only join one per month. Like, actually, I'm going to Best Buy Xbox Ultimate, and I'm trying to see what variations I could buy it in, and I'm only allowed to buy it a month, $14.99. There's no 3 months.
They know what they're
There's
doing.
No 3
Guess
months.
what, Jess? When that price increase hit this year, how they gonna damage control that? I just want to know.
Well, they're gonna say better games are going. They're gonna say better games are going in there. This is what the Activision games.
What they gonna say, Sick?
Exactly what Jez just said.
What
they're gonna justify it in their mind because they're gonna say, "Oh, well, they've invested all this money." Especially if the Activision deal goes through, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, you know, they spent $69 billion to get Activision. It only makes sense."
But what
for
did
them
they
to raise
get
the
for
price.
all? But what did they get for all these years with no games that they were paying for this service?
Oh, they
What
won't.
are they gonna get with this Activision deal? Period.
Dude, exactly.
Nothing.
That's exactly what they do. Because the thing is that they forget that they make the previous one. They will then admit that Xbox has been slim in games. See, that's the thing. They'll increase the price in June, and then they will, in order to make that seem better, they will trash on Xbox Game Pass for the last year where there was no games in it. Going, yeah, that was bullshit that we were paying for that money. They won't say it now. Just like now they say how bad the Xbox One was. But if you were in the Xbox One generation like I was and complaining about it, they call me a fearmonger. No, it's great. What do you mean? The X is the best thing in gaming. What are you talking about? I'm like, guys, it sucks. Like, they have not put any games in here. Oh, no, what are you talking about? But as soon as the series consoles launch, they all say now how shit the Xbox One was. They wouldn't say it when you were in it. Now, when this price goes up, they'll say, yeah, you know what? There was a couple of years there were no games. It was really, but I was stacked, so I'm okay. But yeah, I wouldn't have paid $15 a month for Game Pass because they weren't giving me the games that I wanted. But now that it's $17.99, oh, now the games like Starfield and Call of Duty, the games that I wanted are in there. And there you go. And there goes the pivot pole. And that's why I'm not here to convince an Xbox fan not to like Xbox. I'm here to talk about the bullshit that the corporation's pulling because they are pulling your chains and stop believing it. Because they have not released content.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like the
here's
fact that
Destin
they
right
don't
here.
release it.
Remember? His most famous. Twitter is crazy. Almost as crazy as having access to 100 games on day one releases for only $10 a month of Game Pass, and even 3 months right now for only $1. They're the clowns. Where is it? There they are. There they go. There they come. Exactly. There he is. The clowns of the city.
I'm bored. I love the pain.
You like watching them struggle. You like watching.
I do.
There they are. There's the clown. There it is. Circus. Only a penny. Step right up. Only a penny. Only a penny. There they are. But what I'm saying is, like, this thing right now, so I can't buy multiple months of Game Pass. You only can buy it on a card in the store. It's crazy. And if you remember, too, like, back in, oh my God, I have so many old articles here and old videos, dude. This is like an article from Phil Spencer, Phil Ness, circa 2019, talking about his first-party games, the struggle of first-party games. And this clown, this is what, hear this quote from him. Man, it just makes you go, like, how's this guy still around, dude? He goes, how the struggles of Xbox One's first-party games will influence Project Scarlet. This is talking about the series consoles. So he is now the Project Scarlet, right? The most powerful thing in gaming right now. This is him. This is the kind of shit that he was doing, right? I think it's unusual generation for first party. There were a lot of cancellations. I would say maybe core properties felt a little familiar. So this is what Phil says. It starts with the teams. We have to make sure that the head of Microsoft, Matt Booty, and our Xbox Game Studios have a great collection of creators and team members that know how to build a diverse set of games. Oh, there they all are, leaving with X's on them. So Phil, that first one doesn't sound too hot. The thing here comes the Phil Ness. Get ready. The thing I loved about yesterday's show, he's talking about E3 2019, was the things we didn't show. This is where the quote came from. I got feedback on this. Hey, where's this? Where's that? We thought we're going to show everything, but I sit back and go, okay, where was the initiative? They weren't on stage. Where was Compulsion? They weren't on stage. Where was Turn 10? They weren't on stage. Isn't Playground working on something else? They weren't on stage. I go through the list of things and love the fact that we're able to have a 90-minute show that has 60 games in it. And actually in my head thinking about things we didn't even put on stage. This is man talking now in 2019. Not that I'm trying to tease anybody, but I want to make sure that every year we have compelling reasons to be in our ecosystem and play great games that we're delivering stories and characters to people. In terms of learning, having Halo at launch of Scarlet is something Bonnie Ross, head of 343. Oh, she gone. And I could probably write a book through Halo 4, 5, and the launch of the Xbox One. And I was going around when we launched the original Xbox. And I think Halo at the launch of a console for us is a seminal moment. Xbox and Halo, you can't separate the two things. Wait. He goes on, though. He's not done spitting that Phil Ness. But even more than that, in terms, when we talk about games, do we announce them too early? That could set us up for situations where we cancel things that are public, which always hurts. It also constrains the creativity of the team. Say a team here, or does it, Phil? Let's talk about Fable, Perfect Dark. Let's see. Think Fable and Perfect Dark as I read this next line, right? Say a team's got 2 years to go before they think they'll be done with their game, and you start making them stand on stage and say something to the public. Not just about puddles, something that creative or storytelling can get locked in by promises made on stage, limiting what a team can do. So I think it's important to listen to your teams about when they think they're ready to tell their full story. Sometimes there might be some arrows that come from fans who want to see more. But in the end, shipping great games is more important than actual rollout of those games. These are the things that I continue to learn. This guy, man. This guy, it is so, guys, see, this is the thing. I see that as so disrespectful to us. To make it look like that we're assholes. Like, we have no clue. Like, we don't see the writing on the road. Like, you basically hijacked this whole thing. You showed Fable before 2 years later. How about 6? Perfect Dark? Avowed? You proceeded the next year to counter everything about what you said the previous year. In 2019, you said, we don't want to show stuff too early. In 2020, you showed Fable, you showed Avowed, you showed Perfect Dark later that year. In you showed Hellblade 2 later that year. In 2019, December 2019, he showed Hellblade 2. Were they 2 years out? Because here we are in 2023, and we have yet to see more than vacation pictures and a photo of her face. And then, after this, he released Craig. Halo Infinite was shown a year later, and Craig was shown. This man is blind as a bat. He is a clown. He is a fool. How is he still there? He lied to your face, to my face, to Sick and Link. He lied straight up cold-blooded. Lied all over the place. This is the shit that he says. And the clowns, the Xbox podcast, the Twitter influencers, all of them go, oh, why do you want him to show it early? Exclusives are anti-consumer. Sony's anti-consumer. They run with this shit like this man is gospel. This man is bullshit. He is a used car salesman. That's what he is. He's been lying to our faces since day one.
You heard me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
In my head, thinking about things we didn't even put on stage. And then he's like, oh, well, I'm excited about what I didn't show. And then next year, he shows trailers of games that are nowhere near complete. He did it later. He did it later that year. And there's your Phil Ness for you.
Unfortunately, Xbox fans deserve it all, man.
Get it all. You know what? You loved Halo so much? Go ahead. With 3,000 people playing it after seasonality was achieved 2.5 years later. God damn it. And Playground, we said they're leaving. And then the final topic, just to wrap it up. Ubisoft told you guys, don't go full E3. That's what Ubisoft said. Ubisoft pulls out of E3. You know, hey, it takes one to know one. They go, shit, you don't go full Ubisoft? Ubisoft's like, we don't go full E3. Ubisoft did the okie dokie. They said, we're in, we're out. We're in, we're out. We're out. So there you go. E3. Ubisoft has backed out of E3 weeks after saying it would attend the expo.
Nah, man. E3 is about to back out of E3.
Dude, E3 is done. It's going to be like one dude in a suit, like from the ESA going like, games, and that's it. He's out of there.
I told people, man,
It's
that
done.
E3 shit been dead, man.
As soon as they open it up to the public, E3's done.
That shit been dead.
They use it to try to get more money.
It really died when you. I know. I'm gonna tell you when it died. It died once Nintendo said they weren't going there. That's when it died.
Oh, then Sony
it was a tale of things to come. Like once Nintendo pulled out, it was like okay, and then once Sony said no, it was done. You taking two big major players, so it was just a matter of time. I think everybody at this point will do their individual things online, and they'll stream them, and they have a date, and we'll just watch it. I think E3 is dead. It's dead in the water.
No,
Wait, you said when Sony left?
E3. No, Nintendo.
Yeah, when PlayStation and Nintendo both said we're not doing this anymore, I think that was a sign of things to come.
And Nintendo been gone for people that didn't know.
Yeah, Nintendo been gone.
Oh,
They been stuff.
wow.
Yeah, because Nintendo was doing what Nintendo Directs, and then Sony was like, "Hey, whatever Nintendo's doing, you know what? Let's get them to do our own thing." Microsoft was really the only one staying there because they're like, "Hey, we got the Microsoft Theater right here, and we can just do our Xbox." Yeah, I think it's to the point where Microsoft and maybe a couple other companies may be there, but I think it's dead.
Microsoft's not even having anything on the show floor either. They're just doing their
Nope.
little circle
They're gonna
jerk
do their
fan
own
fest.
individual show.
Rooftop
Yeah,
party.
that's it. Rooftop parties. That's all they care about.
Phil,
Second star from the left.
Yeah. Because they won't allow back tats on the E3 show floor. Feels like we got to have that in a private event. Feels like they won't let me sign anybody's ass on the E3 floor. But we can do a private event back at the Microsoft Studios, the Microsoft Theater, third stall. I'll put that Velocity architecture and vapor chamber. I know that's a big pop because Booty has his new one. Yeah, he has to sign that ass. Booty got to sign that ass. He says he has the exclusive vapor chamber tattoo that he wants to put on everybody's ass. It's perfect. He's like, Booty signs vapor chamber right above your ass crack. It's perfect. He's like, that's a joke that keeps on everybody laughing. And Phil Spencer has to sign that ass.
It's funny. Everybody thought that Sony was crazy when they pulled out.
Michael Pacta says you're all wrong, guys. You know that right now. Michael Pacta says right here.
What about E3?
Oh yeah, Michael Pacta says when Sony pulled out of E3, he goes I think Sony's taking the wrong direction. I think they're making a huge strategic error abandoning E3. I think that is just the wrong thing to do. I'm hoping they'll figure it out and come back next year. I think whoever's advising their management skipping E3 is a cost-conscious move and a smart. It's just wrong. They're just dumb. Pacta says this.
Pacta thinks everything that Sony.
Well, Pacta is Pacta is basically the Eddie Mush of the gaming industry. Whatever he says, he's a jinx. It's the opposite. My bias is Sony is and will continue to be the biggest loser at E3 by skipping the show. And I think they really should wake up and recognize that it's opportunity for them to showcase their games, and they're very good, and their hardware, which is very good, to the world when the world is paying attention. I hope they're back in 2022. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Eddie Mush of gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Mush.
Nope. Sony was like, yo, y'all go ahead and do y'all thing up there, fucking clown. And then they let Microsoft go up there and fucking basically
have wrestlers on stage.
Fall over themselves.
Yeah.
Fall over themselves. Like,
exactly. Have the wrestlers in the stage that opened up playing. Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the real reason why everybody had a critique on Sony, because they felt like if Sony wasn't there, then the majority of attention wouldn't be on E3. That's why they're like, oh, this is a stupid move. You guys should get up there and do it. No, Sony was like, fuck y'all.
Exactly.
And they better for it.
So it was like we got quality shit. We're gonna show it when we want to show it, and we'll break the internet when we do. We don't need to get on stage and have the stage open up, and our wrestlers are playing Gears 5, and then I'll have a car on stage and have Phil on stage, and then remember they put Keanu Reeves on stage for Cyberpunk. That's what Microsoft did with their 2019. They go, Keanu, get out here and say you're amazing, and then basically they gave him a friggin' mock of on the ground of you're amazing as an E3 moment. You saw that they gave him a stone. No, I'm serious, dude. I am serious. I'm serious. You're amazing is a stone that's on the Microsoft Theater as a classic E3 moment. Keanu Reeves saying you're amazing. Wait.
And looking like he was about to fall over himself.
Yo, he looked
like,
drunk as hell. No, wait, where is the stone? A memory. I'm not joking. Where is it? I'm gonna find it. You're amazing. It was your amazing fan call out stone or some shit. Like they got something on the ground or something. I don't know what the hell it is. It's a E3 highlight memory Xbox Theater, because they come up with a stupid thing. Where's the stone? You're breathtaking. That's what it was. Not you're amazing.
Where's the stone?
They gave him a stone. They gave him a stone. Walkway or some shit. What the hell was that? I saw it on Twitter. E3, you're breathtaking. As a fan thing. What the hell was it?
I don't know. Gaming has been like a huge fucking joke these last couple of years, boy. I don't know what the heck been happening, man, but it's terrible.
Yeah, it's been bad, dude. It has been bad.
Has any you played Resident Evil 4? Anybody here playing that?
Yeah, man, I'm playing it. It's great.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta get back to
I
it.
haven't
I'm playing
played it yet,
though. What platform you playing on, Jez?
PS5.
Oh, okay. Make sure you got the right version.
Ah, get that. I don't play this shit on PC.
What he go buy?
You know that
Xbox?
that damn Xbox version.
Oh man,
What's wrong with it? You see them Xbox controls?
Yo, I got the video right here.
Do it. Put the video up there.
I got the video right here. Resident Evil 4. Where is it? Oh, you see this big deal they're doing on the Elite controller? They took off a $1. That's where your dollar went for your dollar bill Phil. He took it off the Elite controller. He went from $179.99 for that Elite controller to $178.99. So he's so pro-consumer, man, Phil. And look at the wonderful ratings of the Xbox Elite controller at $180. 3 out of 5 stars. I wonder why.
Nah, I have never owned one of those Elite controllers.
I did the first one.
Everybody who has owned it that I've talked to, they're like, that shit is garbage.
Yep.
Cheap garbage.
Have an absolutely
Yeah, I got the
massive-
video here. I'll play the video. Link is referring to it. Here's Resident Evil. Here's Resident
I have
Evil.
one with my Xbox One that came with it. Taco Bell edition.
Yeah, my rubbers came off of mine.
My triggers, they stopped working.
Yeah.
That thing was cheaply built.
The rubbers came off. My rubbers. And then here we go.
Wait, did they make Saints and Sinners Chapter 1 PSVR 2 compatible?
Yes, I streamed it. It's incredible.
Oh.
It looks
like I know Chapter 2.
Yes, Chapter 1 is it would. Yep, Chapter 1 is PSVR 2 compatible. I bought the pack.
Oh, sweet.
Yo, it is. It looks so good, dude. It has like rogue elements in it. Oh man, I never played the first one, so. But yeah, it is great. My cousin says that he knows the executive of there. Like we almost like maybe we get him on here. We'll see. But anyway, back to the controller the Frog was talking to. Here it is. Link was bringing it up. Here it is. Resident Evil 4.
As the series consoles have an absolutely massive dead zone that makes the game feel strange and sluggish. I have to push the right stick about 40% through its range of motion here to get any feedback on screen whatsoever, whereas on PS5, I barely have to deflect it at all to get a response. As the series consoles have an absolutely massive dead zone that makes the game feel strange and sluggish.
Fix your shit,
I have
Xbox!
to push the right stick about 40% through its range of motion here to get any feedback on screen whatsoever, whereas on PS5, I barely have to deflect it at all to get a response.
What's the issue?
As the series
dead
consoles
zone.
have an
He has to move the whole
massive
stick.
dead zone that
Half-
makes the game
You gotta
feel
move the
strange
stick
and
almost
sluggish.
40%
I
before it
have
starts
to push
moving.
the right stick about
Oh yeah,
40%.
the dead zones on the Xbox controller have
Because
always
they're flappy,
been there.
cheap ass things.
No,
And-
they did a controller update. I remember back when I had my One X that was supposed to fix the dead zones, and it never did. It never did. Can't you adjust it in the settings though? The dead zones? Or am
I think
tripping?
the
don't know.
Elite control you can. I don't know if you can do it with the regular one.
You know what else too? So man, Digital Foundry think they're slick, man. They did
No,
a
they don't. They keep telling you all the time who they are and how they gonna move, bro. Like
they did a comparison of the different games. I mean, of the PS5 and the Series X, right? But they didn't even talk about the frame rate, which is very important. Which the PlayStation version is the frames are a lot higher. They didn't even talk about it. They tried to make it seem like both versions are pretty comparable, other than the Xbox one being a little bit sharper or some shit because of the chromatic aberrations fucked up on the PlayStation version, whatever. But they didn't even talk about the frame rate. NX Gamer, he does way better analysis. He got
that's
down.
because he actually does an analysis.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And when he did the Series S version, he compared it to the PS4. He didn't even compare the Series S version to the other consoles. He did a Series S versus PS4 comparison. NX Gamer.
I mean, because what would you compare the Series S to, if not the PS4?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's comparing a next-gen console version of the game to a last-gen console. And they're comparable.
I mean, It is what it is, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't like. I don't care
No, I don't care, but it's
at
just
all.
interesting. Why are you not able to get the performance out of this console? Something I think Phil lied, man.
I turned off the. I see Brian asked about the chromatic aberration. I turned it off, but
Yeah,
I
you're
really
supposed to
didn't
turn it
know the
off.
difference.
Man.
I'm playing
I
4K
don't
ray
think-
tracing.
I don't like chromatic aberration. Like it gives me
Turn
a
that shit
headache.
off.
That shit
900p
gives
in the
me a
house.
headache.
No, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing in the 4K ray tracing, and it runs pretty smooth. I mean,
that's
my
what I'm
TV's got
doing.
VRR, so now if you play it on Xbox, you're gonna have sub 30 frame per second performance now. but
Hey man, the booster. That's what happens. That's what happens. Hey man, like
But you
that's
know
the
what
thing.
though? PlayStation paid for the game
They're
to
paying for
run better than the
everything,
console,
man.
man.
They
No,
are
no, no.
paying
See,
to make Xbox worse. That's what they're doing. They're paying in
here's
the
the
games, the
reason why that doesn't
exclusives.
make sense. I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't make sense, and it make more sense to think that Microsoft is gimping games because if you look at it, all of the games they attempt to run at the highest frame rate possible when it's not owned by Xbox. When you get the Xbox game, all of them have fucked up frame rates. It's not like the
Yeah.
Xbox frame rate is better. It's just the PlayStation frame rate is fucking worse. Think about that
Yeah.
for a second. When you looked at
Mhm.
that Outer World shit,
That shit running bad
the
on
Xbox
PlayStation.
runs bad on the fucking Xbox.
Oh, it
Them
does
shit,
run
all
bad.
of them shits was at like 49, 54,
Yeah, it run worse than the last gen
all over the
version.
board. So
Sick. Yeah.
that's the reason why I said there's more of a possibility that Xbox is gimping those games that are going to PlayStation versus PlayStation paying to have a higher frame rate because at least the games run better across the fucking board. They just seem to run better on PlayStation.
Because the
That's it.
PlayStation is built to play games. Xbox got.
You
I
know-
don't know what they built it for. They built it for for Phil. I don't know, for the Phil Ness. I don't know. They built it for the server bleeds.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
mean
what
this
the
is
hell
true,
they
and the Outer Worlds is a terrible that next gen native app is a terrible version. The game runs terribly, even though all the platformers runs bad, but it runs the worst on the PlayStation. But they said you'll be better off. They said you'll be better
when
off
resolution
running
mode
playing
comes
the
in-
PS4 Pro version on the PS5, and you'll get a locked 60 frames per second. But the PS5 version of the game runs sub 30. Like it just. I don't know, man. Their studios it's their game that they're working on. They can't even get the shit running good on the
They
Xbox.
gotta blame it on them.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
It's
that's
more likely the game was gimped on PlayStation so that it's on par with fucking Xbox, bro.
got to be what it is.
That's the only thing that makes sense because the games that run better on PlayStation, they still have higher frame rates on the Xbox as well.
Right. But this version game running bad across the board.
Yeah.
I don't trust nut. I wouldn't trust nut. Like I know sick. At first when you said I wouldn't trust when you said you wouldn't trust no Microsoft games on the PlayStation platform to be,
You don't gotta be
right.
Miss Cleo to see logical. To see
No,
logical.
you don't. Like that's the thing. You don't need to be no tech analysis to know what the hell's going on. Like, there's no excuse why that Xbox Series X is struggling or just not on par or better than the PlayStation 5.
And
they
and
could
you know
say
what?
it's not the S. They could say it's not the split RAM.
Mhm.
It's Phil promised us this. They can say whatever they want, but the facts are right here. And that's like I said, like the guy in the chat, like he didn't want to hear that. I did not see any Series S's or X's on the show floor at PAX East at all. I saw PS5s demoing games, and I saw PCs. I saw an Oculus. I saw a Meta. I saw a Steam Deck. I even saw a Logitech G Cloud. But no
would you
Xboxes.
put that shit on the floor if you was a
No,
developer?
but
Would
nobody's
you
making
play your
games
game
for
on-
it, dude. Nobody's taking advantage of the 12 teraflops. Hey, I got to make a game for the 12 teraflops. I want to show it best. Like, it's easier to bring Xboxes to demo than a friggin' PC. Like, why wouldn't you? Why? Like, but they had all PlayStations lined up demoing games. Like, it's just insane. But you don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
The PlayStation is
Console
actually a
war. He
good
said it was console
man.
war. I'm like, console war? Like, I'll
Pretty
tell
low
you what I
hate
saw.
here.
Wait, hold on. Who said it was console war?
It was Froggy. Like,
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Froggy?
Not
I don't even
Frogs.
know.
Some guy that always likes to. He likes to
Oh
come
yeah,
in and
definitely not
criticize
me.
the guys. No, not
Not
Frogs.
me.
You-
Don't worry, I got his intro and outro song. Here we go. We'll play his song. We didn't play it today. But when I see one of those clowns in the chat saying some silly things like that, I have to do their song.
Sign me, please. I will bend over and touch. My knees tell me it's better when we all play the make exclusive games and like to my face. Thank you, Phil.
There he
Oh
is.
my God! You know what else? I want to tell you something else about. I want to tell you something else. Oh my God, these guys. Resident Evil 4, the Resident Evil 4, not only is the frame rate higher in all modes, but in the performance mode particularly, but it's also running at a higher resolution on the PlayStation. Yeah. So from NX Gamer's latest video. So what is going on over there? You know, Jason Ronald was supposed to figure this out.
Listen. I can't wait for all of these. I can't wait for all of these deals.
That guy.
I can't wait for all of these deals to go through, man. I can't wait.
Let them all go through, dude.
Bro. And then I want the Capcom and the Square Enix deal to go through. Hell, yeah, I'd say Sony should still look into fucking getting Ubisoft, my nigga. Like, I don't care.
You think so?
Hell yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, I think if they allow this Microsoft deal to go through, it's gonna be.
Gotta let any other deal go.
No, you gotta let every other. You gotta let every other deal go through, and then you have to let people say we are just trying to compete.
That's right.
That's
there you go.
We are just trying to compete.
They can play the song. And then we have Stutter and Satya. He has to come out and say something.
I am doing more with less. Trust in Phil, he's the best. Now sign your chest, I am stuttering Satya. Listen to me.
Stutter and Satya, get him in there.
What AI you use to make these songs?
It is exclusive Grindhouse AI. It is the exclusive.
It's raw, Melissa.
Yes, chef.
It's raw.
Jim Ryan, stop talking, Jim Ryan. Yes, talking about the deal. Get out of here, Jim Ryan. Those are That's Stutter and Satya's jam. You gotta be careful, man. There's some.
You know, I'm not a fan of this mass consolidation, but damn, you know.
Hey, man, listen. If it's an inevitability, then it's inevitability, bro. Here's the thing. This is what you got to understand about this consolidation happening. It's good and then it's bad at the same time, because all of this money that's gonna be spent, then you got to worry about the talent staying to be able to make the games that they were once made before you owned them.
Right.
This is the reason why I've always been like, yo, if Sony was to pick up some people, they should pick up some people that they already work closely with, not just going out buying any old person. Because once these people start seeing what it takes to really make money under this new regime, they're going to be like, yo, I'm out, dog. And the industry talks.
Yeah.
So these people are gonna be like, yo, that's why I had to leave, bro. Like they was really telling me that I was gonna make $45,000 a year. Imagine being a dev making $45,000 a year. Yeah. Oh my God, dog. It's crazy, bro. I can't do it.
And your boss is named Booty. Get the hell out of here.
If they own the IP.
Dude, I was doing some exclusive interviews there, and I saw some guy dressed up as Ghost from Call of Duty, and I went to him and I said, how do you feel now that your manager now is Booty? You're working for a Booty. Like, you know, he's like,
Booty.
It's like, I got a Booty. Dude, like, I don't know. They will fire me day one if that guy was my boy. I would be cracking jokes left. I'll be fucking fired. I'm like, get the hell out of here. You're sticking up the place. Like, I just
look at the people who made Ori, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
they got up and they was like, you know what? It's all good, bro.
Sick, you make a point, and the fact is that everybody, and this is crazy because like everybody that seems to leave that Microsoft umbrella has a lot of shit to say about them. They either had an exclusive game or they used to work under them. It's never like, yo, they were incredible. I really respect all the time I work, and it's always like they weren't letting me do what I wanted to do. They weren't doing They didn't let me express.
What are these
this.
studios? What do these people keep saying? They keep leaving. They keep saying the people that are starting these new studios and stuff. What are they saying, Jez?
They're saying that they want to get out of the cycle of just doing the same stuff, and they want to do more things, be more ambitious. That's what the Maverick guy.
But I thought Microsoft is giving people creativity to do what they want. I think within the framework of Game Pass,
within the scoping and scaling of the framework.
Yep. That's what it is, and it's because you're not making a game; you're trying to monitor. What are you doing when you make a game for Game Pass exactly? You know,
I don't know.
Oh man,
There's somebody is this? This is one of the grinders. Battlefield Marine just sent me a bunch of memes. I'm gonna show them live. These are hilarious. He goes, "Here you go." He goes, "I have the power of last gen." It is the He-Man with the S.
Jiggery
Never go
pokery.
full on DNA too. It puts the games in the basket. Oh my god, dude, this is wild. Dude, there's some finesse memes for you. The dog. But you're right. They leave and they want to do more stuff. Like the guy from Maverick said, I want to do more shit. Like he goes, I don't want to be in this cycle of doing stuff. And again, you heard Booty, it's scoping, it's scaling, it's too ambitious.
I have the power of last gen. I'm sorry, the stream is just.
I know, this delay shit. I wish I could stream live to you guys. You can see what I see at the same time. Buffalo Phil. Thanks, Battlefield Marine. You get that one. Thank you for that one.
Hey,
dude.
that's funny as
Those
shit.
are funny
dog.
shit. I got follow Battlefield for that one. Battlefield, you're not following me. Get in there. I don't know how he got me, but that was a funny shit.
You know, Jez,
hilarious.
Man, when you got games. Wait, are you showing off?
No, I'm not showing anything else. No.
When you got games, I mean, I'm looking at Final Fantasy 16, and that game is looking amazing.
Woo!
That game,
dude, he hyped up. I tell you, I was there live, dude. He was like the power of the PS5. Like he didn't have to go out of his way to emphasize that it was on the PS5, but he did.
I mean,
Uh-uh.
Again, I think, and I hate to say this, but I already think that fucking Sony owns Square, bro.
There's something going on.
Agreement.
They got something.
I think they have a great partnership. They have a real great part. You gotta remember there was a time that Square. You gotta remember there was a time that Square and Sony owned a lot of stock in Square, and they were helping them financially. And I think
they literally bought up their stock so they wouldn't go under.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is Square's way to pay them back. Like, hey, and here's the thing, and this is why I keep saying this, because Microsoft wants parity with that Series S. A lot of developers are not going to put their games that are big, where they know they can make money, on the Xbox One, Xbox Series X, because you got to have parity with that S, and that S just can't do it. If that's the case, you might as well put it on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
I mean, that Series S could never run Final Fantasy 16.
No. Then there's no reason to have parity on something that can sell when Microsoft is going to come and tell Square and a lot of these other companies, well, they stole it in Game Pass. That's not what you want to do with the big premium name like Final Fantasy. No. And a lot of people who have this misunderstanding say, "Oh, people are only hyping this because it's on PlayStation and PC." No,
that's
Final Fantasy
these clowns. It ain't even on PC.
That's a big name game. Final Fantasy's always been able to generate this hype around it because it's Final Fantasy.
Right.
So I think people are stupid when they say, "Oh man, people are just capping because it's on PlayStation." No, they're not.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. For the people who believe that, right? Do they also believe that these people are out here capping for Starfield because it's only on Xbox and PC?
No, they don't.
Or does that change? Or does that change?
And it does change. And it does change. And I do believe there are a lot of people who are capping for Starfield because it's only on Xbox.
Oh hell yeah! Well, who hates Bethesda games don't like it. But you want to know what, Frog? Let me add some. I'm going to add some context to exactly what you're saying, because I saw what he said, and Smooth, you were around when this happened, so let me show you about capping for Final Fantasy. Xbox 360, we all remember that. Remember the one more announcement? Grindhouse never forgets, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the one more announcement of Final Fantasy 13 being announced for the 360 day and date. It wasn't exclusive. Day and date. Let's see. capping for Final Fantasy. Here come the facts. Playing it right now. Listen to this.
I have one more big announcement to share. Take a look at this movie.
I don't want to see the trailer. Where is it? There it is. Watch. They showed Final Fantasy 13. I don't know why they took the video from a mile away here.
What was that, Don Metric?
Yep,
Big
Donnie
ass
D.
nose. Goddamn Don Metric. At least he was out here actually
At
putting
long
in work.
last, the day we have all been waiting for has arrived. And it gives me great pleasure to be able to unveil this to you today. An Xbox 360 version of Final Fantasy XIII, the latest in the Final Fantasy series, which has seen more than 85 million units shipped worldwide, is planned for release. We believe that releasing an Xbox 360 version of Final Fantasy XIII will allow us to provide a
I
game
remember them days, boy.
to even more fans
There's
in
a
the
lot
two
of discs
regions
from Final
of North
Fantasy
America
13 on
and
fucking
Europe,
Xbox.
Right.
and are currently working hard on its development.
It dang
First of
sure
all,
was.
Wait, he's still talking.
I'd like to thank Don
He's thanking Donnie
for
D.
giving me the opportunity to make this presentation. And of course, also all of you for your kind attention and for your continued support of Square Enix. Thank you.
That was
Thank
one
you.
more
Thank you.
announcement
Thank you.
at Xbox E3 that Final Fantasy was being
Wow.
made.
That's just incredible. Thank you, Wada-san, for joining us today. Final Fantasy XIII is an astonishing addition to our growing array of RPG titles, and we couldn't wait to share the news with you today. Final Fantasies joins a long list of former PlayStation franchises that are finding a new home on Xbox 360. It happened with Madden and Guitar Hero, it's happening now with Grand Theft Auto and Resident Evil, and it will happen with Final Fantasy.
Boom. You hear about what they were
Growing array
doing.
of RPG titles.
They were all PlayStation key franchises launching day and date
Yep.
on Xbox. It wasn't
What happened,
exclusive.
Jess?
It was the same day that it was released on PS5. And he says it happened with Madden, GTA, Final Fantasy, and they even did it after this. He did it with Metal Gear Solid. But
Yeah.
that was a one more announcement getting this on here, and people will go crazy.
You know, even though, they got the fucked off version of the game.
But
because
nobody
it
was hyped for
redid.
Final Fantasy, though. No, the Final Fantasy wasn't a big deal until 16, right?
Right. That's what they said.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
This was a huge Xbox 2008 announcement. And I know all you Xbox dudes were there. I know you were all there because I
That
was
was a big
there.
deal.
So you knew what this meant. So don't act like Final Fantasy is just being celebrated because it's a PlayStation exclusive. Dude had it as a one more announcement.
Final Fantasy VII.
No.
They
They never getting that one.
Fantasy VII, bro.
Huge
Xbox
announcement.
said they're never getting Final Fantasy VII. You think they'll get Final Fantasy 16?
Listen, man. I can't prove it, but Sony owns Square, bro. I can't prove it though.
You think so?
I can't prove it, but bruh, listen, man. Forspoken, fucking Final Fantasy, goddamn, everything Square is coming out with is coming on everything except for fucking Xbox.
That's true. That is very true. I mean, I think they've given up on that platform, to be honest with you.
Nah.
The games just started selling over there.
I think right now because of this ABK deal is going on,
They
a
can't
lot
really-
of shit that Sony is what they already got in play is being put on hold.
Yeah,
It's
that's probably
very
right.
clear of that because we're not even getting announcements from Sony. We're getting announcements just from the partners, bro. Think about that. Capcom, I don't know what the fuck is up with them. They keep doing these little bullshit ass whatever they want to call it, giving you an update on the same goddamn games, bro. We understand what's coming out, bro.
Yeah.
But when have you heard Sony talking? Not at all.
They ain't saying nothing.
They ain't saying a
They've been
single
quiet,
thing.
dude. They've been
All
quiet.
of that Konami shit, you ain't hear nothing coming from Sony. You hearing it coming directly from the people
You
who
hear
made the games.
you hear what the Silent Hill devs said, right?
Nah.
They said the game is pretty much done. They're just waiting on Konami to let them know when they're going to be releasing it.
It's a remake.
Yeah.
It's a fucking remake, dog. Like, what
It
do
is
they really
done.
got to
It's just
do?
a coat of paint.
Yeah. Nah. They waiting to
No,
put
they
that date in, but they can't put
yeah.
the date in because Sony got to figure out how the fuck they gonna do this shit,
Yeah, I want
dog.
this
Like,
deal to be done.
You know what, man? I think if Spider-Man is really coming out in September,
yeah.
I think you're going to see a situation kind of like God of War where certain games moved their launch dates. Not saying Starfield. I'm talking about other games, that may be trying to launch in that window. Deciding to
Starfield
move.
is gonna be a game that people are not going to buy.
Why do people
They'll
think
buy it on
because
PC though? I think they'll buy it on PC.
they'll get on PC, but I don't know if it's
I
going to be.
don't think they're gonna buy it there either. And you got to
Bethesda.
understand, PC sales aren't that great.
They're not. They haven't been good.
So Starfield might be on the top of the charts for Steam, but it's gonna be like on the top of the charts for selling like maybe 100,000 units or some shit like that, because
Do
they
you
don't
think?
really sell that much.
Well, you know what? Too, people keep thinking that people are realizing that this is a new IP. This is not Fallout
You're right.
5 or Elder Scrolls 18. They are thinking that because these other games sell very well, that this was going to sell gangbusters too. We don't know that,
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely going to do really bad on the Xbox platform as far as sales go.
I mean, but come on, they're gonna praise it like Hi-Fi Rush, a game that.
They're
nobody
going to
really
praise
buys
it.
for.
Nobody.
Nobody
The completion percentage is going to be like 4%. I shouldn't have said 14. It's going to be like 4%. And but I think I'll be interested to see. I think Spider-Man is going to be a smash hit. I think it's going to do well.
Yeah.
But guys,
But
we're gonna.
Sony is.
I gotta get up out of
I'm
here,
gonna wrap
bro.
this up,
Yeah.
guys. Yo, thank you again. Yeah, we got through more and plus topics. But thank you for bringing up the Final Fantasy thing and also the Resident Evil 4. I want to try to get some more Resident Evil 4 before I go to bed. But grinders, I want to thank everybody for coming in with the super chats, the subscriptions. Thank you again, Blaze, for coming on with that. And hit that join button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. And pleasure speaking with these fine gentlemen. Frogs, welcome back to the show. I know you were playing some Destiny earlier, so Frogs is back.
Oh yeah, I'm a light level 1820.
Oh damn! And then thanks for jumping on.
Working.
No,
yeah,
you're ready to go, man. Frogs, somewhere they can find you if you're plugging anything.
Mostly Twitter nowadays. Mostly Twitter, I would say, and even when I'm there, my conversations. I look at some of these clowns. I just don't even want to conversate with them. But if you conversate with me and I see something on there, we can have a conversation, an adult conversation. I'll conversate with you at Frogs Dreams on Twitter.
Sounds good. Link, you can't be found. Sick, I know you don't want to be found either, but just tell them where they can find you.
They don't need to find me.
Oh, damn,
I'll be hopping on here every now and then.
There goes Link all the time.
Link said, "I'll be where I be."
You
I'll
don't
be
know.
where I be.
I'm a ghost. And then Sick, you'll find him. I think Sick, you said you were gonna do. You're gonna come back because you got to say some stuff. He's been quiet for about a week or so, and I think Sick's ready to do some podcasts in the morning.
Man, I've been waiting for Sick to do some
Sick?
podcasts.
I know, Sick. I'm working. I need to.
Man, I've been waiting.
What's going on, Sick? Where's this podcast? Did he leave? Wait, he said he gotta go to bed.
I think he left. He said, "Yeah."
Hey,
I'll be waiting.
I'll
be waiting
like
between
ghosts,
him and
man.
Crash. I'll be like, okay, who's going to do something? So, hey,
I need those sick
it's go
morning
time.
shows because it gets me all riled up.
Yep. Early
and
in the
Link goes
morning.
on those too. Link gets on those.
Yep.
Those. But anyway, guys, hit that like button, share it out. With that, I'm gonna play a couple of tunes before we leave because everybody likes to hear. We always got to do Kratos' wedding song because it brings a tear to his eye. Kratos 99, shout out to him. It brings a tear to his eye. Every time I play it, so he needs to hear his song before we go here. And with the dollar bill Phil, in honor, in memorandum of Dollar Bill Phil, I play the Game Pass song. Thank you for all the years that you saved my family, Dollar Bill Phil. My children can eat. They're doing better in school now. The wife now is not cheating on me anymore. And I thank you for all the money that I saved in Game Pass that made my family work. So I want to thank you again, Dollar Bill Phil, for all the stuff that you've done. My wife says she loves me still. And the kids are doing great. And we're able to eat better food on the table thanks to Game Pass. Dollar Bill Phil, you will always be remembered for saving my family and saving my life. Thank you again, Dollar Bill Phil. This is for you.
Oh, and Psychonauts 2. New games are coming fast. 12 minutes in Hades. And they're all on Game Pass. Somerville, a Plague Requiem. What to play first and what to play last. Star Ratchet 2, Ground, Truman Doom. Cause they're all on Game Pass. Among Us, the Ascent, and more.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Thanks again. Keep it locked into the Gaming Grindhouse. Check out the videos I dropped, and stay tuned for more awesome content from the Gaming Grindhouse. Talk to you guys later. See ya.